James is a Philadelphia 76er, baby. Let that sink in right now. Shout out to everybody here hanging out on Sixers Now Live, presented by Prize Picks. LeBron James, the king, is coming to Philly, baby. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it when I saw it this morning, man. It's still processing in my mind. Obviously, we knew there was a big chance this was going to happen. We've been talking about it for a while. But to see it actually come to fruition, it's a whole nother thing. LeBron James signing a 2-year, $8 million deal, by the way, with a player option in the second year. So if he wants to return for another season, which Charania said is likely, he can. This could be more than just 1 year of LeBron. He could be here for the next 2 seasons. Shout out to everybody here hanging out with us on our live show. I see a bunch of real ones in the building right now. As you come in here, be sure to hit that thumbs up icon and like the stream if you're excited for LeBron James to be in Philadelphia. Shout out to Staples, Card Guy. I see Johnson, you in the building. Peter Thurman, a real one. I see my mom in the building. Card Guy. We got Phillip. We got King Xavier. We got Slim. We got Steven. Super Sixers. Doobie Vision. My guy Luke Buxar. My guy Billy in the building as well. Jones Zone in the building. What's going on? We got Jake Black, Ted E, Gray Claw, Saquon Barkley, Matt Croner, another legend in the building. I cannot believe it. We got Ross, LeBon. Let's go. Peter, they should make a t-shirt with the starting 5. Hey, maybe we can cook something up here. Who knows? Unbelievable. Yeah, Shams Charania breaking the news this morning. My girlfriend Allie in the chat. LeBron! Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. And so I already did a whole video on the LeBron signing. Once we hop off live, if you haven't seen that already, be sure to go check that one out. Of course, hang out here with us for the time being. But, I saw the notification this morning, and leading up until this moment, I was unsure that he was going to pick Philadelphia. Everything we heard in the national media, it was Cleveland, it was Miami, a little bit of Golden State, a little bit of Philly. I was saying, the Sixers have a lot of ties to LeBron James with Mike Gansey, especially Mike Gansey, with Tyrese Maxey leading the charge. There was a lot of stuff that I think national media and people of other teams weren't seeing that we were seeing as Sixers fans. I'm not going to lie. I said yesterday, I was getting a little bit fed up with how long it was taking LeBron to make his decision. If he was signing with Philadelphia, I think he could take as long as he wants, and he does. So, man, LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. It's not often your team signs the greatest player of all time. Now, yes, he's obviously not in his prime, but he's still a damn good player, and we'll talk about all that here on the program. Wow. 137 people watching live, 43 likes as you come in here. Again, be sure to hit that thumbs up icon. Like the stream. We do have a super chat menu for you guys. Again, we're going to kind of hang out here on today's show, react together. I'm going to be responding to all of your guys' comments in the live chat. So it's just like we're all hanging out at the same place and talking about LeBron being on Philadelphia. And, of course, I'll break it down, what it means for this team, the odds of winning a title, all that and more. But we do also like to have fun here on the show. So we got a super chat menu for you guys. Every 50 likes we get, I'm taking down some drinks. We're already at 50, so boom, there we go right there. I'll crack up my first Happy Dad of the day here. Every super chat we send in, a super chat just like a donation. If you want to get your comment featured on screen on the show, you send in a super chat. We'll get it up for you guys of any amount. I have a cool bell sound effect that sounds like when the Sixers ring the bell right before every home game. We'll play that for you guys. If you send in a super chat, we do appreciate your donations. Every $10 that comes in, I got some vodka right here. We'll take down some shots. Every $20 super chat that comes in, we will take down a shotgun or a beer bong here on the program. So let's have some fun. Let's enjoy this day, man, because it's not every day that your team signs a player like LeBron James in free agency, man. Woo-hoo-hoo! And just think about, the primetime draws this team is going to have as well. I mean, look, you have a starting lineup that consists of Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. If you would have showed me this a couple of months ago, before the Brown trade, before any of the LeBron rumors, and said this is going to be the Sixers starting 5, I would have called you crazy. I would have said, what 2K fantasy land are you living in that this is the lineup Philadelphia's going to have? This is the best lineup in the league. It just is, and you can't tell me otherwise. Like, I know the Knicks just won the title. I know the Spurs were just in the finals. The Thunder are great, all that. Obviously, you've got to put what is on paper onto the court and onto the floor and get results out of it. But just from a name perspective and a talent perspective, you cannot tell me this is not the best starting five in the league. All-NBA player in Tyrese Maxey. Up-and-coming young star in VJ Edgecombe. All-NBA player in Jaylen Brown. All-NBA player in LeBron James. All-NBA player in Joel Embiid. Who else can say they have 4 All-NBA players in their starting 5? Again, you got to make it work on the floor. That'll be a job for Nick Nurse. But shouts out to Mike Gansey, man. I want to show Mike Gansey some more love without a doubt. We do have a super chat coming in that we will get to here in just a minute. But I do really quick have to tell you guys about our sponsor making today's show entirely free for everybody to tune into. And that is our good friends at Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. It's super simple to use. All you do is pick more or less on a few player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can win some cash while watching sports. And today is a Friday. That means it's Flex Friday on Prize Picks, where every Friday you can opt into the Flex Friday promo from the rewards tab and apply a protected play to one flex play lineup. If the lineup wins, it pays out normally. If the lineup loses, Prize Picks will refund your entry as bonus lineups, allowing you to run it back without risking additional funds. It's a great way to get involved on Prize Picks. Speaking of Friday, this is the baseball lineup I am rocking with today. We'll go Tarek Skubal, maybe a former Philly or a future Philly. Definitely not former, who knows. More than 5.5 Ks. Jared Jones, more than 3.5 Ks. And then Seiya Suzuki, more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. That is how the Prize Picks game works. And right now, we have a brand new offer for new users. If you download the Prize Picks app, play your first $5, you get $150 in lineups. If you win, just use code HMA when you sign up. That's right, Prize Picks just switched up their offer. No better time to join, lock in, win that first lineup. That's code HMA at signup to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. I'm getting that link in the chat for you guys. It's also in the description of today's live show. So I said I wanted to show some love to Mike Gansey, and I definitely do, because think about what he's done his first offseason covering this team. Like, what we have seen from Gansey, and I said this on this morning show, is unlike anything we have ever seen, at least in my lifetime, certainly, from somebody running basketball operations for the Philadelphia 76ers. It is truly impressive how aggressive he's been, but not only how aggressive he's been, but how smart the moves have been. Because we have seen Daryl Morey be aggressive in the past, right? And take big swings and oftentimes strike out. He's never done anything like this, acquiring a former Finals MVP, All-NBA player in Jaylen Brown this offseason. In the process, dumping Paul George's contract as well, upgrading the bench by signing Anthony Simons, signing Dean Wade, signing Ariel Laporte, landing maybe the steal of the draft at pick 22 in LeBaron Philon, and then topping it off by signing LeBron James. He's executive of the year at this point, right? Obviously, Philadelphia has to actually play well for all this to come to fruition, but he's made all the right moves, man. And I know, when you hire somebody like a Mike Gansey, right, who had never run an organization before, he had been a high-level executive in Cleveland, but he was not the #1 guy in Cleveland. When you hire someone like this, you don't really know what to expect, because it's hard for us to know, okay, he's the #2 in Cleveland. What decisions are his? What decisions are Cavs general manager Kobe Altman's? You don't really know, right? These decisions that he's been making, obviously in tandem with Jameer Nelson and the rest of this front office, have been amazing. I mean, yes, he has made every right decision on paper. Now can they go out there and prove it? Because the other aspect of this conversation I want to talk about, and we're going to celebrate this, we're going to love this. Philly fans deserve this, because we have been through so much bullshit year after year after year after year. But it'll still be up to Nick Nurse and the rest of this coaching staff and this team to put this all together. Because you have a lot of new pieces, a lot of new faces, a lot of moving parts, a lot of guys that haven't played together, right? You have your established stars in Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid. You have your young up-and-coming star in Edgecombe. But then you have new pieces in Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, LeBaron Philon, Anthony Simons, Ariel Laporte, Dean Wade. A lot of new players that haven't played together yet up to this point. So you have to build that chemistry. You have to build that cohesion, playing off each other. It is a lot of guys who who are very, very talented. All 5 of these guys can put the ball in the bucket. And so you have to find a way to, be able to distribute shots evenly, figure out how you're going to play. The reason I love the LeBron signing so much, though, is because at this point in his career, he's like not that true number one 30-point per game dominant scorer, right? He doesn't have to be that for Philadelphia. He can just be a lead distributor, a lead facilitator, have everybody in the right place where they want to be, and he can be that guy late in games who gets you organized, who gets you ready to go in the right place, setting up guys like Maxey, like Jaylen Brown, like Embiid, like VJ. Obviously, Maxey's a great playmaker as well. Edgecombe is growing in that regard. Jaylen Brown can score the ball. Embiid can score the ball. He can pass the ball. It's such a deep and talented roster now. I mean, the change from just last year to this year is crazy, and I can't wait to see it play out on the floor. Our first super chat of the day. Shout out to John Aries Dallasay. Hope I'm saying that right, John. Appreciate you so much for sending this $5 super chat. This channel will grow with millions of new subscribers because of LeBron James. I'm one of them. Hail King James. John, thank you so much for being a new subscriber. We really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to give you a little beer cheers, and we did pass 50 likes, as I said. So we will give you a little cheers, and I'll ring that bell for you, John, here in just a moment. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to get on the show, send in a super chat of any amount. We'll pop that up for you. Cheers, everybody. Let's have a day. Let's hang out. And again, be sure to get down in that comment section, and we will be responding to all of your comments. Let me ring the bell for my guy, John. Let's go. Yeah, we're starting early, Allie. We're starting early. Let's go, man. Doobie Vision, I'm getting a lot of hate from my homies, and I love it. I need an apology from all my friends and coworkers here at Chat Sports who said the Sixers have no chance of getting LeBron James. He's a Heat. He's a Cab. He's a Warrior. Philadelphia's out. You know how many times I heard at work yesterday that the Sixers were out of the LeBron James sweepstakes from my coworkers? More times than I even want to say. More times than I even want to say. Allie, let's go. Venomous got one of my Iverson Slam shirts on now. Crazy coincidence. Dude, I almost wore my Iverson shirt today, but I figured, I'm going to rock the Maxey VJ Slam shirt. Times like these, nothing better than times like these, man, with LeBron James officially being a Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go. William Penn, my favorite player on my favorite team, must be dreaming from Ohio, been a Sixer fan since Dr. J came to Philly. Let's go, man. And let's bring on my guy, my producer, Santino, making everything run here on the program. Santino's a big LeBron guy. Man, just take it away, man.
Chip, I'm not even going to take it away. I just got to say one thing about, these people at Chat Sports that didn't believe LeBron was going to come here. I heard Nick Roloff and Tyler Smith talking the other day on my side of the office. Oh, it's Miami. It's without a doubt. Miami, it's going to happen. I looked at them, I go, guys, how are you writing off Philly? And I think, Chip, you can attest to this. I have been on the Philly train ever since I've been producing your videos. I said, he's going to Philly. And where is he now? He's a Philadelphia 76er.
Come on, man.
And now you and I are going to be the most insufferable duo in this office throughout the NBA season. It's going to be electric.
It's going to be electric. A lot of you probably don't know, like behind the scenes, Santino does produce a lot of my videos nowadays here on Sixers Now. And, he's a big LeBron guy. And he was on the Sixers side of it pretty much the entire time. Like, obviously, we have my good friend Nick Roloff, who runs our Heat channel, my good friend Tyler Smith, who runs our Warriors channel, my good friend J.O.D., who runs our Cavs channel. He could have been on with any of them, right? But he was always rocking with Philly, man. So I appreciate it. Wow, Allie says the jerseys are already sold out. That's insane. Obviously, they're going to get more and more and more. It's very early, but that is nuts, Allie. They're already sold out on jerseys. Woo! Yeah, Jose. The question is, which color jersey do I want? Man, if they are selling these, the throwback style jerseys, I think I got to get one of these. I mean, this looks absolutely sick, right? Like, I have to get a LeBron jersey. Right? I was gonna get a Jaylen Brown jersey, but how do I not get a LeBron jersey now, right? And a lot of Sixers players throughout this morning were taking to social media after LeBron James made the announcement. By the way, I want to read what LeBron did have to say on Twitter here in just a moment, so I'll get that to you guys here because he did send out a whole long set of tweets regarding what he said. But look at VJ Edgecombe this morning, guys, on his social media. He's working out. He's in the gym. He posts the, kind of callback to the LeBron meme, smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life. LeBron posted this back, many, many years ago. It obviously went viral just for how funny the picture honestly is. But how about VJ Edgecombe posting the same? Can't believe this is my life, man. I mean, he's been in the NBA for what? Just over a year now. And the change he's seen on this team, he's already won a playoff series. And now he's going to get to learn from players like Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. I can't believe it. Oh, wow, we had this already queued up. Look at this guy already having what LeBron had to say. So, again, LeBron sent out a series of tweets this morning explaining his decision. So we will go through this. Kind of give you some insight into what LeBron was thinking in his thought process. LeBron says, I thought I was done when the season ended. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide, but I was pretty sure I played my last game. I was honest at that last press conference when I said I needed to look at myself and decide if I still love this game. But I do still truly love this game, man. This is my last decision. I'm not going for money. I'm not going for family. What am I really playing for at this point? I still want to sacrifice. I still want to work. I still want to grind. I still want to compete to win and have a chance at the feeling of winning another championship. Let's do it, baby. I believe I can help make the Philadelphia 76ers a championship team. I am so excited to energize a new fan base and start this incredible journey one last time. Thank you, LA, Miami, I'll forever love. Northeast Ohio, you will always be home. But he's a Sixer. He's ours. And the fact that he almost retired is crazy. I mean, you heard it right there. Like LeBron said, he really did think he had played his last game, and he thought he was going to retire. But he will not. He will play at least one more season in Philadelphia, if not 2 more seasons, as he did sign a 2-year deal. Man, again, I'm still processing all this, as I'm sure a lot of you are. I don't know if it's really going to hit fully until I see LeBron on the floor for Philadelphia. I imagine they're going to be playing on opening night. Probably Sixers-Knicks to open this season, if I had to imagine. Philadelphia and their new loaded roster against the former, and defending NBA champion New York Knicks. I could see Sixers-Celtics as well, although I feel like, you kind of want the champs, obviously, are always playing opening night. And so I could totally see Sixers-Knicks, obviously a great rivalry. The Knicks obviously just took us out in the second round of the playoffs this season. Daniel Frasetti, what's good, boys? Let's go. Doobie Vision, Kelly Oubre's got to be sick. Yeah, for sure. Andre Drummond actually tweeted out like a sad face earlier this morning because obviously he's now with the Knicks, no longer in Philadelphia where he could have been playing with LeBron James. But, you want to sign with the Knicks? I guess that's what you get, Andre Drummond. I guess that's what you get. JESW, we're back. We're so back. Look, you got to think that having LeBron on this team makes them title favorites, right? I mean, based on where you look in some spots, the Sixers are at least the favorites to win the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Spurs out there in the West, the Thunder out there in the West, the Knicks in the East. You have the Raptors making the addition of Kawhi Leonard, the Heat making the addition of Giannis, still the Pistons. We'll see how the Celtics look with Paul George over there. But no team has as much talent as the Sixers. I can firmly say that. No team has 4 All-NBA players on the roster like Philadelphia does. And honestly, the Sixers' biggest problem last year was what? It was the bench. The Sixers had no bench last year. Look at their bench now, right? Because obviously the starting lineup's great. That doesn't need much analysis. You can see that for yourself. LeBaron Philon, Anthony Simons, Justin Edwards, Dean Wade, Jabari Walker, Dalen Terry, Dominic Barlow, Janai Broom, Ariel Portia, Dembona. Is it the best bench in the league? No. Is it more than serviceable? Absolutely. And they can still make another move as well. If they want to get rid of Dalen Terry, his contract's non-guaranteed. They have an ability to cut him, bring in another player. Do they sign Bronny? Who knows? I'd rather not. I'd rather bring in someone that can actually make an impact. But, if LeBron really wants to play with Bronny, I guess it is what it is. Let's talk about VJ Edgecombe here for just a minute. Shout out to my guy Santino for pulling this piece up. Because when the Sixers traded for Jaylen Brown, I heard a lot of conversation from non-Sixers fans saying, oh, no, VJ Edgecombe's development, it's going to be stunted. You're bringing a guy like Jaylen Brown who's going to dominate the ball. He's going to take touches away from VJ Edgecombe. It's going to totally stunt his growth. And while I do understand that line of thinking, the reason I like the Jaylen Brown trade so much was because Jaylen Brown and VJ Edgecombe were very similar players coming out of college, where they were raw athletes who could defend, but had a lot of questions on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, Jaylen Brown has developed into a Finals MVP, one of the best players in the league. VJ looked really good in year 1. He can learn so much from a guy like Jaylen Brown. And then you bring in a guy who has the highest basketball IQ of all time, who has seen everything there is to see twice, 3, 4 times in the NBA. Like, he's won titles. He's played in playoff games, all-time leading scorer. There's nothing LeBron James has not accomplished in this game of basketball. He will be able to teach a young player like VJ Edgecombe so much. And yes, will VJ have the ball in his hands less? Obviously. But I think that helps VJ a lot because, look, one of his biggest issues last year, as great as he was, still a young player, was handling the rock. His handle was a little bit loose. We knew that coming out of college. He had some moments, some flashes of great handles, but it was a little bit inconsistent, right? Now, this allows him to take a step back. He can obviously still work on those things. He will still have the ball in his hands a lot of times. Like, you're going to rotate a lot of these guys. So you always have, I imagine, 2 of Maxey, Embiid, Brown, LeBron, and VJ on the floor at once. So we'll still have plenty of opportunities to do that. But, the catch-and-shoot 3 games can be big for VJ Edgecombe. Just being able to learn the game from a guy like LeBron, like, forget the actual basketball side of things of him on the floor. Just getting a guy like that in the building can do wonders for your young players. I mean, if you guys have never watched LeBron's podcast, Mind the Game with Steve Nash, it is truly unbelievable. The high-level IQ, obviously, of both those guys. Steve Nash, also one of the smartest players to ever play the game. The way that LeBron thinks the game, talks the game, like, it's unparalleled to any player we've ever seen in this league. And so, no, you don't expect guys like Maxey or VJ to get to that level one day. I don't think any player really ever will get to that level. But they'll be able to, just pick things that LeBron is thinking about, the way he thinks about the game, the way he prepares. Obviously, at his age, to still be playing at this level, it takes a lot of commitment. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of keeping your body in check and in shape. And he's been able to do that for the most part. He's dealt with some injuries over the years, but for the most part, very healthy. I mean, guys, he's in his 40s, and he's playing high-level basketball. So, like, even things like that, like how he practices, how he works out, how, he trains and he eats and all that, like, maybe that'll be helpful for Joel Embiid at this point as well. Embiid might be a little bit too far gone at this point with all that. And his issues are obviously, farther than LeBron has ever had to deal with. But it's just going to do so much for some of these young players on this team. And I can't wait to see the impact he has. And I can't wait for that first game, man, because that first game, we're going to be live. We're going to be live for, look, I'm not trying to be live for as many of these big national TV games as we can. Another reason you hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, because we do watch parties on the show. I guarantee you opening night, we will be live. The Sixers will without a doubt play on Christmas. I think I will be here at work for Christmas anyways, because the Eagles play on Christmas Eve. So, shoot, we will be here for a Christmas stream. We'll have to obviously see about that, but a lot of big-time games as well. And so, woo! Oh, I got Mike Nintendo Master hot in the chat. Look, we're not going to have the whole LeBron MJ debate right now. That's not what this is about. We're not here to debate all that. I think it's LeBron, but I'm going to put that to rest. We're not going to get too far into that. We did just surpass 100 likes, by the way. 206 people watching live. Again, as you come in here, be sure to hit that thumbs up icon, like the show. Every 50 likes we get, I'm taking out some happy dads. So cheers to everybody. Let's have a day. We're going to be live for, at least a few hours. As long as you guys want us to be live, we will be live, because these type of days don't happen very often. Truthfully, I got nothing to do today. I don't want to feel like I'm holding my guy Santino hostage over here. But, he's a big LeBron guy.
Chip, I have nothing to do. Whatever LeBron James requires of his bronzexuals is what we do. This is what we're doing.
Let's go. Cheers to everybody. Thank you all for being here. Let's have a day. Speaking of having a day, we do have a super chat menu here on the show. I know a lot of you are new around here. And look, just by being in the chat, by hitting that sub button, by commenting, by liking the video, all that, you're all real ones. But if you want to go, a little extra mile to help support the channel here, we really, really do appreciate it. So any super chat that comes in, it's like a donation. We will play the ring the bell sound effect. We already played that earlier once. It's like the sound effect when they ring the bell before Sixers games. $10 shots. We have some vodka here. We'll take down some shots. $20. We'll take down some full beers. Obviously, don't want to get absolutely trashed on the show, but whatever happens, happens, baby. Whatever happens, happens. And there it is. $20 super chat, our first 20 of the day, coming in from my mom, getting us going. Our second super chat of the day, saying, let's go Sixers. So once that comes through our system, we'll pop that up and I'll ring the bell. Tamor, we have a bench. You're crazy? Oh, that's what I said. I just said it might not be the best in the league, but, man, it's up there, dude. It's so much better. Luke Bucksar, got to get back to work. Drink one for me, Chip. Hey, shout out my guy, Luke Bucksar. Went to high school with him from the Philadelphia area. An absolute real one for being here. I mean, the fact you even found the channel is so cool, just seeing stuff like that. So I'll give you a cheers, my guy. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Wade and Simon's pretty good. Yes, they are. All right, here it is. A $20 super chat from my mom says, drink up. Let's go, Sixers. So we will put the rest of this beer in this beer bong here. And yeah, shout out, Allie. Shout out to Kelsey for her friend for calling me. I was already up by that point. Yeah, unfortunately, the reason that we were a little bit later, I'm so mad at myself, man. Like, the one day I wasn't working today, the one day I'm sleeping in a little bit, and then, of course, this happens. I'm so mad at myself for that. I'll never be able to forget that. But we're here. We're live. It's all good. I appreciate you all for being here, and we're going to hang out. We're going to have a fantastic time. But, yeah, Allie, shout out. I was already making the video at that point. But let's go, man. All right, so for this 21st, let's ring the bell. Let's ring that bell, everybody. Just like we're getting ready for a big-time Sixer game. We're getting ready for a big-time Sixer season. So let's ring that bell. Come on, man. LeBron's a Sixer. LeBron James is a Sixer. He's going to end his career in Philadelphia, by the way. LeBron did say earlier, this will be the final team he plays for in his career. LeBron James, now maybe he signs a one day to retire as a Cav. I wouldn't be surprised if he does actually do that. But this will be the last team he actually plays and suits up for. That is absolutely insane. So we're going to take down this happy dad here. Tony T says he hit that subscribe button. Hey, if you're subscribed to the channel, type me down in the chat. I want to give a shout out to all my real ones. If you're subscribed, be sure to go down and type me. Arnold says, love the bell. Shout out my guy, Arnold. Co-worker here at Chat Sports. He does so many amazing things for us behind the scenes that you guys will never even know. Arnold is such a key piece here as my good friend. Good basketball player, too. Shout out to Arnold hooping yesterday. But he created, these sound effects for us. So shout out my guy, Arnold, for cooking up that bell. And shout out to our subscribers. Tony T subscribed. Jose, or Joe, I hope I'm saying that right, man. He subscribed. Arian, Daniel, Genty Productions, LeBron James, All Truth. That's a disgusting comment. I'm not going to be acknowledging that one. Daniel, Michael says, great show. Thank you. Thank you. Mike Nintendo Master in the building. G-Man, what do you think about signing Russ if we waive somebody? I don't think you need another guard in here. And LeBron and Russ do not like each other. They had their issues when they were together with the Lakers. So I'm out on Russ, but if you want to sign another wing, another big, you certainly can do that. And over the next week or so, obviously leading up till the season, we'll talk plenty about guys the Sixers can sign if they do end up waiving Dalen Terry, whose contract's non-guaranteed, guys that can impact this team. Maybe they sign Bronny, who knows, but I mean, he's under contract with the Lakers, so I doubt they make a move there. I think LeBron, LeBron already did the thing of playing with his son. I guess it'd be cool if he wants to win a championship with his son, but plenty of guys out there. Obviously, the free agency crop is still a little bit limited, but I will say, now that LeBron has signed, the floodgates have kind of opened, where a lot of these free agents were waiting to sign until LeBron did sign with a team. They can now kind of go about doing that now, if they would like to. But shout out to all our recent subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Let's take down this beer bong for the $20 super chat. Michael, I'm glad we got LeBron. Mike Nintendo Master, I know he's big news, but right now I think you're going to start out as a preseason favorite to get to the top basketball host. Oh, am I rising up the ranks, baby? Let's go, Mike. Let's go. Big shout out to Mike. It's beer bong time for the king, for LeBron. Oh, my God. I can't believe this, man. It's not even so much the fact that he signed here. I was confident he was going to sign here, but the fact that it happened today, honestly, I thought he was going to draw us out a little bit more. By the way, I got to check my prize picks, because on prize picks, you can actually, not anymore, obviously, but you could pick what team you thought LeBron was going to sign with, and the Sixers were fourth behind the Heat, the Cavs, and the Warriors. They were 8x. And so I put down $50 on LeBron's next team to be the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to win $227 out of that, baby. So big shout out to Prize Picks as well. Making some money off this, too. This is just simply unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. All right, let's take this down.
You could say it's unreal.
It is unreal. I can't believe this is my life. Smiling through it all, baby. Smiling through it all. All right, man. Cheers. Beer bong time. Let's have a day. Oh, these are going to be hitting. I haven't eaten yet today, so these are going to be hitting. These are going to be hitting, no doubt about it. All right, before we get any further, I do want to tell you guys one more time about our sponsor on today's show, and then we'll get back to your comments and all of that. But as I mentioned, none of this would be possible without our friends at Prize Picks. They help make today's show free for everybody to tune in and everybody to watch. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, the best place to win cash while watching sports. All you got to do is put together a lineup of 2 to 6 player stat projections. You choose more or less on those projections, and if you get your picks right, you can win some cash. And today's a Friday, and that means it's Flex Friday on Prize Picks. Every Friday, you can opt in to their Flex Friday promo from the Rewards tab and apply a protected play to one flex play lineup. Basically, what a flex play is if you put together a 3-player lineup, you can flex it so that if you get one pick wrong, you can still win yourself some money. And so if you opt into the Flex Friday, if the lineup wins, it'll play out normally. However, if your lineup loses, if you get it wrong, Prize Picks will refund the entry as a bonus lineup and allows you to run it back without risking additional funds. Super simple to play Prize Picks. Here is an example of a lineup. Some baseball action here today. 3 picks. I got Tarek Skubal, more than 5.5 Ks. Tigers versus Royals. And then Cubs versus Pirates. I got Jared Jones, more than 3.5 strikeouts. Seiya Suzuki, more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. That is how the Prize Picks game works. And right now, if you are a new user, Prize Picks has a great new offer. Their offer has switched up, so no better time to join right now. If you play your first $5, you get $150 in lineups if you win. Just use code HMA, our special code, when you sign up. So lock in, win that first lineup. Again, that's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Big shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring the show. And that link is in the description, and it's hanging out in the live chat as well right now.
Chip, I need to pose a question for you because I was reading the chat and I saw this come up, and I know this isn't the whole thing we want to talk about, but it interests me.
Yeah.
2016 Warriors, 2026 Sixers. Somebody put that in the chat, and I feel like that could listen, we could rouse some people up here, Chip. If you give a certain answer, I feel like you might be giving here.
Oh, man, look. Look. So the 16 Warriors, obviously, they of course ended up losing the finals, blowing that 3-1 lead. But the greatest team of all time, record-wise, right? 73-9. 73-9, and they lied. Don't mean a thing without the ring. But look, this Sixers team is not going to go 73-9. I mean, they could, certainly. I'd be shocked if something like that does happen. Look, Steph, Clay, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, that's crazy. Could you argue that this team has more talent? Possibly. Now, that team obviously played a certain brand of basketball, and again, I don't think the Sixers team will go 74-8 and beat their record. But if they were to match up in a finals right now, theoretically,
Philly got a shot.
Philly has a shot, man. I mean, as good of a shot as anybody, right? I mean, obviously you're taking Steph over Maxey. You're taking Clay over VJ.
But the rest of it.
Like, KD versus LeBron, I mean.
Well, KD wasn't on that team, though.
Oh, right. I'm thinking of the wrong team.
Yeah.
So Barnes versus Jaylen Brown, you're obviously taking Jaylen Brown. Draymond versus LeBron, you're taking LeBron. And then Embiid versus, whoever was playing center at that time for them. Like, Bogut, Pachulia, it's like, you're taking Embiid. So, maybe from a talent perspective, this team does have it. But, it's going to be hard for me to pick the Sixers over a team that went 73-9. But
Chip, it's not hard to do, though? Say LeBron.
LeBron.
Because he's coming to Philly, baby.
Dude, it's still absolutely crazy. Tony, I can't believe they got me following basketball again. I haven't cared since AI left. Dude, it's honestly insane because the difference that just having competent people in your organization makes is truly phenomenal. Like, and it's top to bottom, right? You get Elton Brand out of here, you get Daryl Morey out of here, you promote Jameer Nelson, who was another reason, by the way. Rich Paul literally said that Jameer Nelson was also a big reason that Philadelphia was among the top teams to land LeBron. Jameer Nelson, obviously former point guard, long time for the Magic, one-time All-Star, really good player. He's quickly risen up the ranks in the Sixers organization for good reason. He has a lot of respect from players. He, started off running the Sixers G League team just a few years ago. And now he's all the way up to second in command behind Mike Gansey. And then Mike Gansey, man, like, dude, I just can't say enough good things. He came in here. He was not scared. He was not scared to make his imprint on this team right away. He saw areas of improvement, and he took advantage, right? The Jaylen Brown, Paul George thing, like, obviously acquiring Jaylen Brown is a huge deal, and just the fact that you got a player like that is phenomenal. But the fact that you dumped Paul George's contract, who I called untradeable before the offseason started. I said there's no way you can get off the Paul George contract. Not only do you get off the contract, I thought if there was any way you get off the contract, it was going to be by dumping him for filler, attaching a first-round pick or two, and just getting some filler players who were maybe on expiring deals that could give you some flexibility next offseason. No, you dump him for a finals MVP. And then, of course, upgrading the bench with guys like Anthony Simons, Ariel Hikporti. Now Dean Wade can be considered in that group. Dean Wade was signed to be a starter. Obviously, LeBron's taking that spot. He's now on the bench. You draft LeBaron Filan, you sign LeBron James. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the Jaylen Brown, Paul George trade, like, this is a great point. Shout out to Santino for cooking up this L3. This was a trade that set everything up. Because prior to this, like, the roster was the roster, right? We were thinking, okay, make a couple of small additions. Let's run it back for the most part. No. Mike Gansey was not satisfied. He sent a message by making this move to Sixers fans and said, yeah, we won a first-round series. We came back from 3-1. That was very exciting to beat the Celtics and do that. We were hyped for that. But we're not settling with a second-round exit. We have seen this Sixers team have too many second-round exits over the years. That's not the goal. The goal, despite how the 2024-25 season went, which was absolutely horrendous. Obviously, it landed Philadelphia VJ Edgecombe, and it was a great turnaround from 1 year to go from having the third overall pick to winning a first-round series. That's great. But we're not satisfied with that. Is that the goal? Is that why we're playing the game, to win one playoff series? No. We're playing to win a title. Who knows how many years Joel Embiid has left, right? Like, you have to go for it. And he made this trade and sent the message that we are going for it. And by adding Jaylen Brown, by adding LeBron James, I can't believe it. LeBron James is a Sixer. And, he was almost a Sixer back in 2018 before he signed with the Lakers. It's been reported multiple times back then and now that the Sixers were a legitimate option for LeBron in 2018. He obviously, has thought about playing here before. It's obviously a team that has a lot of rich history dating back to like the Dr. J, Moses Malone days. I mean, I guess you can even count Wilt Chamberlain if you really want to, right? Rich history, a team that he saw. Like, LeBron isn't signing here if you don't make the Jaylen Brown trade. He's not. It's just that simple. It's not going to happen. He would be in Cleveland, he'd be in Miami. That trade set everything up for Philadelphia to make this move happen. And so I can't give enough credit to Mike Gansey for how aggressive he was, for making this move, making all the right choices, pushing all the right buttons. And I can't wait to see how this all plays out, how they figure all this out. Look at who it is. My guy, Chase Sr. All the OGs here, all the real ones here know who Chase is. He's the one who started this channel and really grew it to the point where it is today. I took over a couple of years ago, but, I built this off the success that my guy Chase has. He hosts our Eagles channel as well. I produce for him. And so, for those of you who have been around here for a long time, you guys know Chase. Show some love to Chase in the comment section. My, obviously, good friend. Shout out to Chase, man. Shout out to you for being in here. $2 super chat. What a day. Are we dreaming? Chip was always right. I was right, man. I heard from so many people that the Sixers were out of it, that LeBron was not going to sign with Philadelphia. And here he is. So big shout out to my guy, Chase, man. Sending that $2. I'll give you a cheers. This beer is empty. Is there a trash can in here? Nah, it's fine. We'll just put this here for now. Let me get a new drink for you, Chase. Woo! Yes, Big Mix. Chase Sr.'s the OG. By the way, next to Big Mix's name, you see that crown? You see that number 3? That means he's our number 3 fan up to this point. If you want to rise up the rankings of being a top fan on today's stream, the more you comment, and if you super chat as well, that rises you up the rankings of the top fan. You can get that little notification, or that little icon, I should say, next to your name. And so, shout out to Big Mix, our number 3 fan on today's live show. Again, the more you comment, the more you super chat, the higher up you rise on YouTube's rankings. I don't set the rankings. YouTube sets it based off of your interaction. But shout out to Big Mix. And shout out to Chase as well. By the way, we are 12 likes away from another 50 likes. Every 50 likes we get, we take a drink on the show. So we'll give one to Chase here, and we're 12 likes away from getting to our next milestone. Also, any super chats that come in, you know we got to ring the bell. So let me ring the bell for Chase here on the show. Does that get you fired up or what? Come on, man.
It gets me fired up, baby. Let's go.
It's got to, man. How does it not get you fired up? How does that not get you fired up? Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Chase. Also, any $10 super chats that come in, we will take down some shots. We got some vodka right here, some Tito's. Any $20 super chats or more that come in, we'll take down some beer bongs, some shotguns. So, woo! Let's go. Venomous, shout out to OG Chase. Remember the discussion of the best Philly cheesesteaks years ago? Yeah, Venomous. I haven't lived in Philly in a while. I grew up there. It was, my hometown. I lived there for a long time in my life growing up. My favorite cheesesteak that I've had, I'm not going to I haven't had like the typical, tourist spots, but I think, I'm always going to be a Steve's guy, man. I'm always going to be a Steve's guy. That was my place. Is it objectively the best? I don't know, maybe not, but Steve's was always my place that I always love to go to. So I will always show love to Steve's for their cheesesteaks. But you guys can let me know your favorite cheesesteak down in the comment section right now. Kid Elia, on my honeymoon and LeBron signed with the Sixers. Can life get any better? Kid Elia, big shout out to you. Congratulations on the marriage, obviously. Hope you're having a great honeymoon wherever you are. I hope it's phenomenal. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm sure LeBron signing here just makes it all that much better. Sniper, this feels like a dream after years of the process, but trying to be rational. Sixers need to get past round 2 before we're talking chips. Yeah, look, no doubt about it. Look, I've said, and I said on today's show, on paper, your team's phenomenal. But, you got to see it happen, right? And, we've seen the Sixers team, bow out in early rounds plenty of times. But with LeBron on the team, it's finals or bust. You have to make the finals this year. Or I'd say it's a disappointment. Signing a player like LeBron comes with expectations, right? Trading for a player like Jaylen Brown comes with expectations. And, they got to make it happen, but I'm confident they can make it happen with the talent they have on their roster. Sniper, seeing is believing. I believe in Gansey. I do as well. Shoot, maybe, trade deadline comes. There's another move they can make, although I feel like their roster is pretty set with the way it is right now. I doubt, I don't really see any big moves happening. They don't really have a lot of salaries to trade anyways, but they don't need to make any moves. Another $20 super chat coming in. Big shout out to my dad. Big days ahead for the Sixers. Exciting. Drink up. Yes, we will take down another beer bong here in a second. But another $20 super chat coming in means we're ringing the bell once again here on the show. Come on, man. We are up to $50 in super chats. Thank you to everybody for making this stream's so much fun. There's plenty more to come, man. We're going to be hanging out all day, talking LeBron, talking the Sixers. Speaking of, let me pull up Twitter real quick and see kind of where is Steve's? So there's a lot of Steve's locations, I believe. The one I always went to was in Bucks County, just outside of Philadelphia. That's where I grew up. I'm not sure if it's still there to this day. You know, you never know with places like that, and I haven't been back home in quite a little bit, to be honest with you. But, yeah, Steve's was in Fairless Hills, kind of near, for those of you who know where Sesame Place is, I grew up right next, like right around the corner, basically, from Sesame Place, and it's right near Sesame Place. So if you guys have been there, or Sesame, yeah, that is kind of where that is. The only Sesame Street themed amusement park, I believe, in the country is in my hometown. That's crazy. You haven't been there in decades. Tony T, I know where that is. Yep, it was right near there. At least, it was back when I was going there. When I was living there. Who knows if it's still there now. LeBron entering his 24th season. Let's go. Luke, would you sacrifice for a 76ers championship if it meant a guarantee? Well, sacrifice what? Sacrifice what?
I think he means your life.
Oh.
I think that's maybe I might misinterpret that, but that's kind of what I think he means.
What would you sacrifice? Yeah, not my life. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Look, I mean, I feel like they have a really good chance of winning a championship anyways. And so, I don't know if I'd have to sacrifice all that much. My firstborn, dude, I can't do that. I can't do that. I mean, shoot. Would I sacrifice the channel if it meant that they won a championship? Let someone else take over if it guaranteed a championship? That's tough because I love doing this, man. And I love being on here on this platform, getting to interact with all of you guys. Here's the thing, though. It's like, I don't know, you only sacrifice so much if you think, like, the odds are really long for them to win. I think they have a really good shot to win. So I don't even know if I need to sacrifice all that much because obviously they're not guaranteed to win it, far from that. But I think they have a really good shot. Yeah, don't do it. Nah, yeah, I can't do it. Because you know what? It will be so much more special if they win and we're here hosting the channel than if someone else is doing it. And so I don't think I could do that either. The Sixers, by the way, and this is another reason why I thought LeBron was going to be here. Philadelphia hasn't won an NBA title since 1983. We're talking, 50-plus years at this point of the Sixers not winning a title? Like, what better way for LeBron to go out than helping another team win their first title in so long? Like, he could have done the Cleveland thing and gone back, sure, but he's already done that. He's already won a title there. He could have done the Miami thing. He's already won a title there. The Warriors have won, 4 titles over the past decade? It's like, why not try to do it with a team that hasn't been able to get it done in 50-plus years? Do you remember the ad, Joel, who has live sports and beat? I do. We got Jets TV in the building. Cute lineup, bro. I don't know if this is Seeps or someone else. If it is Seeps, worry about your Bulls, man. Worry about the play-in first, buddy. All right? Tony T, we swept the Lakers back in that finals. Watch it with my dad. Great memories. Hopefully we get to make some more great memories this season of a finals run.
Chip, that's definitely Mike Geraputo for Jets TV. I can guarantee you
that.
Mike,
duh. I'm an idiot.
No, because also, and I can tell you why.
Sorry, Mike. I'm such an idiot.
Chip, here's the thing. I can tell you why. Because how many times have you been privy to him? You're a child, Santino. Grow up. Like, why do you only root for the LeBron teams? And it's why he's saying cute lineup, because he's trying to make it seem like we're not the favorites, Chip, that we're not going to win. Because I will shamelessly say I'm jumping on your bandwagon.
We'll take all the LeBron fans. We'll take all of them.
Join the 76ers bandwagon. I'm going to put a lower third down in a second, but join the Sixers bandwagon. Hop on the ride and take the ride to this eventual championship that's coming in, right, Chip? I mean, the title's coming. And funny enough, it'd be, I believe, 23 or 53 years. I'm not wrong, right, based on timing? Or 54 years since the last one?
Yeah, but so it will be 2027 by the time they win the title. So yes, 54 years.
So that would be even 1 year. What was it? The Knicks was 56 years or 53?
I don't know, to be honest.
It was something around there, but it'll be kind of the same same storyline of almost winning for the first time in 5+ decades.
No, for sure. Yeah, Mike in the building. Sorry about that, dude. My fault. Who is Mike a fan of NBA team? Do we know?
He's a loose Knicks fan.
Loose Knicks fan?
He's like
F the Knicks! We're coming for your heads, man. We're coming for your heads. That's hilarious. Big shout out to Mike, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you. Oh, there's gonna be, you know what? I gotta make some cards. So you weren't here for this, but back when the Celtics won the title a few years ago, a lot of people in the office picked the Mavs to win that title. And, obviously Smitty was very pissed that a lot of people, were picking against Boston. And so when they won, he made like little index cards that he handed out to everybody that picked against Boston. And I forgot exactly what they said, but it was like, can't believe you picked against us. Like, you were wrong, I was right, whatever. He was handing out the receipts. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm handing out receipts to Rolly, to Smitty, to everybody else that doubted Philadelphia's ability to make this move. And they're going to hear it from me.
They better. They should.
I'm going to be annoying about it. I don't care. I'm going to be annoying about it, man.
Dude, how annoying. Smitty was annoying for the Mitchell Robinson signing. When they got Mitch, he was like, oh, man, look at us. And then 20 minutes later, they trade JB to you. But if he was annoying about that, Chip, I better see you, getting on every single person in this office. And I will be right behind you doing the exact same thing.
I actually, my friend Nick Roloff, who runs our Heat channel, is in the office today. A lot of us are off today, but he's here. Before we went live, I made sure to go up to him and demand an apology. And you know what? He was a grown man. He shook my hand, and he said, good job on you. He's my son now, so he can now watch his team lose to us, hopefully in the playoffs. I would love to see the Knicks. I want to see the Knicks as well, the Heat in the playoffs. Man, let's go. All right, do a beer bong. I don't want to forget that. The $20 super chat coming from my dad. We'll do a beer bong here in a second. Let my stomach settle down for a second because I haven't eaten yet. All I've had is a banana and then some beer, so I gotta let it settle down for just a second. Peter Thurman, I would let Chip cut my beard off for the Sixers to win the championship. Hey, I would get you right, Peter. I would get you right. I never cut hair, much less a beard before, but I think I could get you right. Sniper, good to see you here, man. Doobie Vision, Venomous. Venomous likes gyms. Haven't been there. How about this? The Sixers' odds to win the championship. Before the Jaylen Brown trade, they were 60-1. After the Jaylen Brown trade, they moved up to 20-1. Now, after the LeBron signing, they are 9-1 behind only the Spurs and the Thunder. So they are the favorites in the Eastern Conference right now. They're actually tied with the Knicks. They're both 9-1 at the moment. Obviously, Knicks won the title last year. Luke says, clip that just in case the Heat beat you. Clip everything you want, man. Clip it all. The Sixers are making a finals run. Clip that. How about that? Play my theme music, man. They're getting it done. Daniel's asking about the Rockets. I'm not worried about the Rockets, man. Do I think they'll be good? They'll be fine like they always are, but I don't consider them a real threat. Yeah, got to respect the champs. Much as I hate the Knicks, they won the title, got to respect it, but we're coming for their heads, man. We're coming through their heads. I'm smiling through it all, baby. Can't believe this is my life. All right, let's see some of the recent things that have been said on Twitter. Shout out to my guy, Jack Troiano. I don't think he's in the live stream right now, but he did like my post on Twitter. If you want to give me a follow, you want to throw my Twitter L3, you can give me a follow on Twitter, at Jake Chipper. I'm always tweeting about the Sixers, obviously. If you give me a follow, I'll give you a shout out right here on the show. Shout out my guy, Santino. That's the handle right there over on X/Twitter, whatever you know it as, at Jake Chipper. If you give me a follow, I'll give you a follow back, and I'll give you a shout out right here on the show. I'm just taking a look. The Eagles posting a photo of LeBron James in a Donovan McNabb jersey from back in the day, along with the smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life. Allen Iverson saying, I love life right now. I'm sure you guys are going to be at a lot of games, man. I'm sure he's going to be at a lot of games. What else we got here? Yeah, there's that Eagles tweet. We got... Oh, so we have the details, actually, specifically, of LeBron James's contract. So this year, he'll be making $3.8 million. That is the vet minimum. That's all Philadelphia had to offer. LeBron says he doesn't really care about the money. And clearly that's the case because he did just sign for the vet min. And then in 2027-28, so next season, under contract for $4 million, it is a player option. So if he does want to opt out, he can. But he did say that the Sixers are the last team he'll play for. So he'll either play a second year in Philadelphia or he'll retire at this point. But those are the official LeBron James contract details with the specific, monetary values there. It's funny, Daryl Morey did try to sign LeBron for a long time. He gets fired in Philadelphia, brings LeBron in immediately. Dean Wade posting on his Instagram story a photo of LeBron photoshopped in a Sixers jersey with a couple king emojis. Dude, this is obviously like the biggest Sixers acquisition, signing, anything they've ever made. Obviously, getting Julius Erving in the buyout when the ABA and NBA merged, that was a big time deal. Like they made some moves, but bringing in a player like LeBron, it doesn't get any better than that, man. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, you just added either the first or second best player in NBA history. Not in his prime for sure, but still a phenomenal player, man. And how about the Boston Celtics, by the way? Helping the Sixers get LeBron. The Celtics basically gave LeBron James to the Sixers because, as I mentioned earlier, if the Celtics and the Sixers don't make the Jaylen Brown trade, LeBron's not coming to Philadelphia if Jaylen Brown's not here. I can guarantee you that. The Celtics basically gave LeBron James, and I'm going to tweet that out right now, actually. The Celtics basically gave LeBron to the 76ers. Thank you, Boston. We come back from 3-1, beat them in the playoffs. We take their finals MVP, and then we get to sign LeBron James because of it, man. Woo! Hey, if you haven't already, you got to get your season tickets now, man. Every game is going to be absolute cinema with LeBron on Philadelphia. We'll see if he plays back-to-backs. If he gets held out, we'll see. But as I mentioned earlier, here's a look at the Sixers title odds. Before the Jaylen Brown trade, they were a long shot, 60-1. After the Brown trade, it rose up significantly, but still, down there in terms of the odds at 20-1. Now they have the third best odds in the NBA to win the title at 9-1. Yeah, the season tickets definitely spiked. The price has gone up. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Can guarantee you that. And how about the Sixers NBA Cup group, by the way? It's Sixers, Knicks, Heat, Pacers, Cavs. That is Group B in the Eastern Conference for the NBA Cup. You have, obviously, Philadelphia, who's now the third highest favorite to win the championship. The Knicks, who just won the title. The Heat, who just traded for Giannis. The Pacers, who are going to be healthy again. And last time they were healthy, were in the NBA Finals in a Game 7. And then the Cavs, who are still a loaded team and just made a run to the conference finals. That group is absolutely insane. Tickets were $8K for the lower bowl. That's crazy. I mean, for season tickets, what? You get 41 home games. Let's see. 8,000 divided by 41. $200 a seat. I mean, obviously it's tough to make it to every single game. If I was to live in the Philadelphia area and if I was able to go to the games, I might consider that. Obviously, we're not going to the games because we'll be live for the games right here on the channel. So be sure to hit the subscribe button because we'll be live for a bunch of games this season, man. Good looking out, Brad Stevens. Yeah, shout out. And Iron Mike says, shout out to the Miami Heat intern for making this possible. Look, who knows if that actually made an impact or not? But for those of you who don't know, a couple of days ago, the Miami Heat social media team accidentally published a live stream that said LeBron James introductory press conference with the Miami Heat. They scheduled that for a few days from now. And that got people talking like, is LeBron signing with the Heat? Do they already know something? I said on the show that I thought that ruined the Heat chances of getting him because LeBron and Rich Paul don't want somebody else making the decision for them. They didn't want drama. And so who knows if LeBron was actually going to sign with the Heat and that actually changed their minds. But I'll tell you what, it certainly couldn't have helped their odds to make that happening. So,
Chip, did you do that beer bong for your dad yet?
No, let's do that right now. Big shout out to my dad for sending that $20 super chat. Every $20 super chat that comes in, we are doing beer bongs. I got one here ready to go. Sniper, I wish playoff tickets were included in season tickets. They would never do that. They got to make their money, man. They got to make their money. Nobody's happier right now than Josh Harris, by the way. And you know what? Before I do this beer bong really quick, what I want to say about Josh Harris, because, look, I haven't liked Josh Harris for a while. I've said he needs to sell the team because of his unwillingness to go over the luxury tax and have an expensive team to go all in and win a title. Over the past 5-10 plus years, we've always ducked the luxury tax to save some money. But, shout out to Harris for seeing Mike Gansey's vision. Shout out to Gansey for convincing Josh Harris that these moves will be worth it. And we'll see if it pays off. But yes, they are absolutely going to be paying money in the luxury tax. Now, obviously, it helps out that LeBron's making a vet min. They are still over the luxury tax, so they will certainly still be, paying some money there. But, a little bit of credit to Josh Harris. Majority of the credit should be with Mike Gansey, but at least Harris gave him the A-OK. He wasn't being a shill and trying to save some money like he has been in the past. So, let's go, dude. 143 people watching live. If you haven't already, as you come in here, hit that thumbs up icon, like the stream. We're going to do a beer bong. Look who's in the building. My guy, Naheem Irwin. An absolute real one on the show during all of our watch parties. He's always one of the first ones to be here. Says, looks like the Sixers will be the favorite to win the NBA Finals. Looking that way right now, man. So big time shout out to you, Naheem Irwin, for being here. An absolute legend. And let's get this beer bong going. It's beer bong time for LeBron. Fill this piece up. Woo! Mike Gansey. Oh, yeah. Sniper Bob Myers as well, for sure. Gets a lot of credit for this as well, man. Bob Myers, for sure, gets a lot of credit for this as well. How about this? There's been 4 Finals MVPs to switch teams this offseason. Jaylen Brown, LeBron, Kawhi, and Giannis. All switching teams this offseason. All right, cheers, everybody. Second beer bong of the day going down. We've been live for just over an hour here on the show, and we'll continue to stay live and react to this LeBron James news. If you want to get your questions in on the show, send in a super chat, or if you type in a question and use the hashtag Sixers in the chat, we can also get your questions pulled up. I know not everybody has the money to just donate to me on the show. That's more than fine. Trust me, I understand it. But if you want to get your question popped up here on the show, we'll show it on screen. Use hashtag Sixers within your comment or hashtag 76ers. Both will work. Make sure it's lowercase, and we will get your question pulled up here on the show. Let's do this beer bong in the meantime, and then we will keep talking Sixers, man. Cheers, everybody. Let's go. Woo! Ugh. What is Charles Barkley saying? I haven't heard from Charles Barkley yet. Ronald, I wonder what Kevin Hart and Will Smith are saying. Yeah, they're probably hype, man. I believe LeBron was golfing with Kevin Hart not too long ago. My guy Connell getting the question in using the hashtag Sixers. So everybody, you see what my guy Andrew Connell just did in the chat where he started with hashtag Sixers and then asked a question after that? That is how you do it right there. If you want to get a question on the show, we'll pop it up on screen as soon as it comes through our system. That is how you can get your question popped up on the show. So use that hashtag Sixers or send in a super chat, and we will get your question on the show. Be more. Let's go. I just subscribed. Big shout out to all the new subscribers who are with us. And big shout out to my guy Santino. Yep. So here is how you can get a question up on the show. Again, using hashtag Sixers. But big shout out to all our recent subscribers, man. Dank saying LeBron has the most turnovers ever. That's going to happen when you've played 23 seasons in the league. That's a longevity stat, man. Lord DeVester says, chug, chug, chug. Taking that beer bong down. Again, every $20 super chat that comes in, we're taking down some beer bongs. Here it is. Use hashtag Sixers exactly how you see it here, and we will get your question pulled up on the show. You have anything to say? Question, comment, hot take, whatever it might be. If you want to get on screen here on the stream, use that hashtag Sixers, and we will pop it up for you. But shout out to Be More for being a new subscriber. And here is that question from my guy, Andrew Connell. Hashtag Sixers. Congrats, Chip. Do you think the 76ers may be able to win at least one game against the Knicks in the playoffs now? Connell is a Knicks fan. He does help run our Knicks channel here. Him and my guy, Marshall Green, yes, they are Knicks fans, but they're good friends of mine, and they do a great job over there. Obviously, Philadelphia got swept by the Knicks in the playoffs. You think the Sixers may be able to win at least one game against the Knicks? That's going to be up to New York. So I'll tell you right now, Philadelphia's making the conference finals. If the Knicks make the conference finals, they got to get there. But, yeah, man, I mean, they absolutely have a chance to win at least one game, win that series, I think. Again, they're the favorites in the East for a reason. You and RB got to do some streams together this season. I love RB, man. My guy RB runs a great Sixers channel as well here on YouTube. We're all a family. You know, us Sixers creators on YouTube. It's not like a competition here on YouTube. You know, obviously, I appreciate you guys for being here and watching my live stream. I think I do great coverage, and you know, I do think I have the best free coverage here on YouTube of the Sixers. But RB's been doing it for a long time. Excuse me. And he does a great job. And so that's my guy. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to cook something up. Maybe I'll reach out to him. We do follow each other on Twitter. So we haven't really done any collabs or anything like that. But you know, maybe we can cook something up. But yeah, shout out to RB, man. Sniper getting a question in there. Great question for you guys here. Look at you. You're just on it. You're just on it today, man. Always cooking up. A great question for you guys here. The Sixers are the blank best team in the East. I want you to fill in the blank for me. Are they the best team in the East? Are they second best? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section right now. Answer this question. David Jones is in the building. I'm so excited. Philadelphia unite. Let's go Sixers. David Jones, another absolute legend and real one here on the channel. He was here for so many of our watch parties in the playoffs as well. If you're a real one, trust me, I always remember you, man. And David Jones is absolutely a real one. Let's get to this question here from Sniper, who has just been lighting up the comment section. Big shout out to you as well. Do you think Kevin Love is worth a look at instead of Janai Broom? Neither are athletic. Love's a little washed, but the guy can still shoot and rebound. What do you think the Sixers still target based on need? This is a fantastic question here, Sniper. Love this question. So Kevin Love, I think, is pretty washed at this point. Would he still be better than Janai Broom? I'm not going to lie. I think he would. I'm not a big Janai Broom guy. I'm really not. He had a pretty decent summer league, but until that three-point shot comes around with his lack of athleticism, I personally don't believe in Janai Broom. That doesn't mean I'm not rooting for the guy. Obviously, I hope Janai Broom does great things. Kevin Love, I'm not so sure. Like, I'd probably rather have Nick Richards at the center spot. Although Kevin Love does give you that stretchability that somebody like Nick Richards, Adem Bona, Ariel Hukporti do not have. Although Adem Bona has been working on his three-point shot. Who knows? But in terms of what do you think the Sixers still target based on need, I think they're good at guard, right? You have Maxey, Edgecombe off the bench. You have Philon and Simon. So I think you have your four guards. You're good there. On the wing, obviously your starting wings are Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. And then, I would consider Dean Wade a wing as well coming off the bench. You have Edwards. How much do you really trust Justin Edwards? In terms of your bigs, like you have Barlow, who I would consider a big. You sign Hukporti, you sign Bona. I think they're probably fine on their bigs. Maybe they do sign a Nick Richards. I would still like another wing. And so, I don't think DeMar DeRozan makes sense anymore. I think he'll probably go somewhere else where he can have a bigger role. I wouldn't be mad with DeMar DeRozan coming off the bench if he's willing to sign here. But it sounds like he might go back to Toronto. Some other guys that I've talked about. I actually have a list that I can look at here. Let me just find this really quickly. I would have loved Matisse Thybulle back on this team. Obviously, a former Sixer who had a mural in Philadelphia on the side of a bar. Unfortunately, it's gone now. But he's signed with the Lakers. He's no longer an option. I wouldn't mind a Bruce Brown. Now, Bruce Brown's a smaller player, right? He's only like 6'3", 6'4", but he's really a wing. I wouldn't consider him a guard. Like, he can guard 1 through 4 realistically. He's a good ball handler. He can make things happen. I wouldn't mind Bruce Brown on this team, honestly. Just another option off the bench who can pass, who shot decently last season as well, a former champion for the Nuggets. I wouldn't mind Gary Payton either. Gary Payton's another guy who's smaller, and he's probably going to re-sign with the Warriors, but even though he's smaller, obviously the son of Sonic's former star, Hall of Famer Gary Payton, not the player his father was, but a really good rebounder, does a lot of the dirty work as well. And so I think that's what you need is one more guy who can do that dirty work and just, eat up some minutes and play well. Dalen Terry's on a non-guaranteed deal, and so Philadelphia's roster is technically full right now, but you can cut Dalen Terry to bring in another player who can make a bigger impact. And so I wouldn't mind a Gary Payton. If you want to take a chance on a younger guy, you could go Andre Jackson, although I think now that you have LeBron, you probably want more of an established player off the bench than an Andre Jackson, who's a young guy, former early second-round pick by the Bucks, who's a fantastic athlete, was in the dunk contest, and can play good defense. But the offensive game has not been there, and he's just very unproven. I think you want more proven assets on this team right now. And so, I like a Bruce Brown or a Gary Payton. Ronald has a question as well that we'll get to in a second. First, let's go to Bourdain here, who says, if LeBron wins a 5th championship with the Sixers, does that cement his status as the GOAT? Absolutely. I already am of the opinion that LeBron James is the GOAT. I think once he came back from 3-1 against the Warriors and then became the all-time leading scorer in the NBA, I think he already cemented his status as the GOAT. But if he wins a championship with this Sixers team, there's no doubt. I mean, that leaves no doubt. And obviously some people, look, if you're a Michael Jordan guy, I'm not going to say you're wrong. Michael Jordan, if he's not first, he's second. And you can debate back and forth all day long about who the actual GOAT is. Again, if you're an MJ guy, I'm not going to say you're wrong. But if LeBron wins a 5th championship, I don't know how you could say he's not the GOAT. I already think he is. If he wins with the Sixers this year, he 100% is.
Chip, I need to get something in here with this question.
Just really sure.
LeBron James is already the GOAT.
I agree.
There is not a debate. And Bourdain, I love the question because it just allows Chip and I to talk about what the truth is, that he is the GOAT. And ultimately, I think if he wins a 5th chip, it's like how he doesn't even need to. But it's like if he does it, it's just icing on the cake at this point.
Yeah,
it's just the cherry on top.
Exactly. I think right now, I think he's the GOAT. I think you can still debate it. If he wins this 5th championship with Philadelphia, I think the debate is shut, sealed, and delivered. I think there is absolutely no debate on who the GOAT is if he does win this championship.
Mind you, Chip, he'd be the only player to win a title on 4 different teams.
Different teams.
Mind you, he'd bring a title to a team that hasn't won in 50-plus years, like you said.
And by the way, LeBron has never been on a team where he hasn't won a championship. Now, yes, in that first Cavs stint, he didn't win a title.
But he went back.
But he went back and won a title there. And those early Cavs teams were absolutely awful. So they were awful.
Chip, if you look at the names on those rosters.
It's awful. I guarantee you, if we looked at those Cavs rosters, some people might know, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Big Z.
Chip, they were playing with Drew Gooden.
Yeah, those teams were awful.
With Sasha Pavlovich.
And he still made conference finals with those teams. Yes, they lost to the Magic that one year with prime Dwight Howard. And I believe Jameer Nelson might have been on those teams. It might have been a little bit early for Jameer Nelson.
On the Orlando teams?
Yeah.
No, he was on the Dwight Howard teams that beat him. Jameer Nelson was starting point guard on those
shout out
teams.
my guy Jameer Nelson, who obviously is the general manager now.
Played against LeBron. Now he brought in LeBron.
Yeah, look at that, man. Very well respected. But, yeah, I mean, everywhere he's been, right? He won a championship when he went to the Heat, won a championship when he went back to the Cavs, won a championship with the Lakers. Can he do the same here with the Philadelphia 76ers? And by the way, when he won the Lakers, obviously LeBron was with the Lakers for 8 years. Probably longer than some people honestly would have guessed. He was there for a long time. Obviously, they won their title very early on in just his second season with the Lakers after they traded for Anthony Davis. And then after that, they weren't able to get back to the finals. But he did it. He won the championship early with the Lakers. He won a championship relatively early with the Cavs. And then won a championship multiple with the Miami Heat, obviously. And that was a loaded roster. But can he do it in year 1, maybe year 2? We'll see. Ronald Albright coming in with a question here. What about a minimum offer for Doug McDermott? I mean, look, if you want a straight shooter off the bench, I wouldn't mind it. Doug McDermott gives you nothing else other than shooting. But, like, if you're the Sixers, you kind of need these specialized players at this point. Now, they do a good amount of shooting off the bench with Phylon and with Simons, but those are really their only two shooters off the bench. You don't need to bring in a guy who's going to play a ton of minutes. You can bring in a guy who can just play a role and play spot minutes and play, do his job, right? Shout out to Bill Belichick, although F the Patriots, right? Eagles own the Patriots. But you want to bring in a guy who can just shoot the ball? I wouldn't be mad if they signed Doug McDermott, right? So I'd probably rather have Bruce Brown and Gary Payton, even though neither of them are the shooter that Doug McDermott is. They provide a little more versatility and diverse skill set. But certainly I wouldn't be mad if they added Doug McDermott. He's definitely better than Dalen Terry, I'll tell you that. Sniper coming in with another question here. Do you think Gansey could get us Saddiq Bey like Morey tried last offseason? So Saddiq Bey, I believe, is still under contract with the Pistons. Let's double check that right now. I'm pulling up his contract details at the moment. I'm sorry. Did I say Pistons? He hasn't been in the Pistons in years. I'm an idiot. On the Pelicans. So he is under contract with the Pelicans this year for $6.5 million. So you'd have to trade for him. You couldn't sign him. $6.5 million. Let me double check with the Sixers payroll here. If they have the salaries to go do that. I don't think they do. So like making a trade really isn't in the possibility for Philadelphia. So yeah, like they would have to trade either Dean Wade or Anthony Simons to be able to make the salary up because they can't like combine guys. So you'd have to trade either Dean Wade or Anthony Simons. That's not worth it at all. I like Saddiq Bey a lot, and I wanted the Sixers to trade for him at this past trade deadline, but because he's not a free agent, and you have to trade for him, I don't really see that as a possibility. I would love the player in theory. I would love Saddiq Bey on this team, but it's really not possible unless you trade Anthony Simons or Dean Wade, and I wouldn't do that for a Saddiq Bey, but I like the player for sure. Bells and Whistles football. Little Liberty Bell profile picture there. Shout out. I don't think one more championship does not mean he's better. Wait. I don't think one more championship does not mean he's better when the stats are still there. What are your thoughts on this? So I think you're saying that even if he wins another title, he wouldn't be the GOAT still. Look, at the end of the day, it's opinion-based. And yes, MJ would still have, 6 titles, right? So he still would be short one title of Michael Jordan. But LeBron has just done so much. First of all, playing at the high level he has for so long, I think has to be a part of it. I think the longevity has to play a factor. I think, this can be debated, but I think he played against better competition as well, especially in those years where the Warriors were phenomenal and coming back down 3-1. The only team to ever come back down 3-1 in the finals, that has to matter. The all-time leading scorer in NBA history, that has to matter. And so I already think he is the GOAT. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And saying Michael Jordan's the GOAT is certainly, not a bad take at all. Trust me. But I think one more championship absolutely would mean he is the GOAT. But certainly, Michael Jordan is a great second option there as well. We'll continue talking about LeBron here in just a moment. But once again, I want to tell you about our great sponsor here, making today's show free for everybody to watch and tune in. That is our good friends at PrizePicks, America's #1 sports picks app. And it's so easy to use PrizePicks. All you got to do is put together a lineup of 2 to 6 player stat projections. You choose more or less on those projections, and you can win some big-time money. Today's Friday, and on PrizePicks, that means it's Flex Friday, where if you opt into the Flex Friday promo on the Rewards tab in PrizePicks, you can apply a protected lineup to a flex play lineup. Now, a flex lineup is one where, say you have a 3-pick power play, you can win just 2 of the 3 picks, get those correct, and you still win money. But with Flex Friday, if your lineup wins, it pays out normally. Nothing changes. But if you lose, PrizePicks will refund your entry as bonus lineups and allow you to keep that money and run it back without risking losing additional funds. Not a lot of sports action going on right now, but it is baseball season. The Phillies have struggled a little bit coming out of the All-Star break. Hopefully they pick things up soon. Could that include making a trade for a starter like Tarek Skubal? Who knows? I have him in my lineup today. More than 5.5 strikeouts against the Royals. I have Jared Jones, more than 3.5 strikeouts against the Cubs. Then I have Seiya Suzuki, more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score against the Pirates. So if you take that 3-pick lineup and you flex it, you can opt into the Flex Friday promo. And again, if you lose, you will get your money back in bonus lineups. For those of you who have not signed up for Prize Picks yet, if you are a new user, Prize Picks has switched up their offer. It's phenomenal. Now, if you play your first $5 lineup, you get $150 in lineups. If you win that lineup, you just got to sign up with our code HMA when you sign up. No better time to join than right now with that new offer. So lock in, win that first lineup. Again, that's code HMA when you sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. That link is in the description, and it's in the live chat of the show as well. I want to get the comment section going again. Give me your one-word reaction to LeBron signing with Philly. My one word is probably going to be, I don't want to say relieved, because I still think Philadelphia would be title contenders even if they didn't get LeBron. Do I say excited? Do I say, like, what's a word that's like excited and surprised at the same time? I'm sorry, I'm not an English major, guys. I'm not an English major. I was a sports communication major. Magical. I love that word from Mr. Valent down in the chat. B. Morris is excited. Real dreamers change the world. Another real one here on the show has been with us for a lot of our watch parties. Says happy and says healed. I like healed. I like that word because Philadelphia, we've obviously dealt with a lot as Sixers fans over the past decade plus, really more than that, the past 50 plus years. So I like that word as well. We got, hope I say this right, Striving Skatog. I apologize if I butchered that. This sucks as a Lakers fan, but congrats. Sixers fans are, our GM is stupid talking about the Lakers. Yeah, thank you guys for giving us LeBron James. That's the word I was looking for, Sniper. That's the word I was looking for. Surreal. That is perfect. That is my word. I'm stealing that from you, Sniper. Surreal. 100% would be my one-word reaction. Like, as much as I talked about LeBron, and as much as I believed he was coming here, it's a whole nother thing to see it actually happen. So I will go surreal. Taryn says chess moves while everybody else is playing checkers. The Lakers fans says I was sad. I imagine it's a sad day for Lakers fans, but you guys got Luka. You will be all right.
Chip, I got to say my one word on this before we get back to the comments. I would say this is kind of a, hyphen, franchise altering. I really do think, because again, it goes back to your point of how long, like the Sixers historically are a great franchise. We know this, but it's been so long. And despite only being a 2-year deal, he's only 41. He's not going to be here for long, but in the moment, is it not franchise altering?
Not even a question.
I feel like it's got like that between the Jaylen Brown trade too. You could use that word for both of them. It's franchise altering, all this stuff.
Not a question. That is another fantastic word to use. Franchise altering, 100%. Matt Croner says, F yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Lakers got a championship with him. We're hoping for one as well. Yep, as I mentioned, he's won a championship everywhere he has been. I am excited. Yeah, I love the word surreal. I love franchise altering. This really does change everything. Ronald Albright. My one-word reaction, orgasm. That is, that's hilarious, man. That could describe a lot of the feelings that we're feeling right now, honestly. Like, is LeBron signing with the Sixers better than sex? I don't know. Some people are talking. Who knows? Hope my girlfriend's on here. She wouldn't want to hear that, but she might agree. It's so funny. My girlfriend Allie, who was in here earlier, she's like, you might not even know this, Santino. She is a massive LeBron fan. Back during the Olympics, I'm not even lying, she cried when she saw LeBron carrying the American flag because she loves LeBron so much. Like, she literally cried just seeing him carry the American flag. And so him signing in Philadelphia, I haven't seen her since this happened. She's at dental school. Shout out to my girlfriend on the way to being a dental assistant. Shout out. She's grinding over there in school, but she is going to be just, I don't even know. She said that if she saw LeBron sign with Philadelphia, first she'd call me, which she did, but she would also like fall to her knees just because of how awesome it was.
And Chip, let me tell you something. What's her name again? Allie, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Allie, number one, because if you're a LeBron fan, you automatically become a friend of mine.
Yep.
Anybody who's a LeBron fan, I can't even lie, Chip, during the Olympics too, I probably had the same reaction to her, if not even more so. And back to what Ronald said, I mean, like, you ask the guys in the office what they think my reaction would have been. What do you think they would have said? You think they would have said this? I mean,
probably.
It's a valid reaction to have, I think. Like, it's probably close to what we're all feeling right now. It's an orgasmic experience, LeBron James signing.
It doesn't feel real, man. It really doesn't feel real. 100%, man. Doobie says historical. Terrence says seismic. I love that. This is a seismic move right here for Philadelphia, man. Let's go. Ronald with another one. What you all need to remember that, is there any NBA vets out there who will want to sign us for the minimum, just try to cherry pick a possible ring? Yeah, 100%. That's another reason like this move is so big, is because a lot of free agents right now will look at the Sixers and say, man, they have a shot to win a title. I want to sign with this team. And so there's not a lot of great options left out there. And DeMar DeRozan is probably the best free agent left. He is going to sign for a minimum, but does he look at the Sixers now? Like, there's been a lot of reporting that DeRozan's going to sign with a team that doesn't land LeBron. But, like, we have a spot for him if he wants it coming off the bench. I would love DeMar DeRozan. He easily be the best option if Philadelphia could sign. He hasn't won a title in his career, obviously. You know, he left, he got traded away in the Kawhi Leonard trade, and then the Raptors immediately won a title. That probably wasn't great for him to see, but he's still looking for that, you know, elusive NBA championship. Does he come to Philadelphia in hopes of winning a title? Like, it is a real thing. You know, the LeBron effect is real. Is there a player out there willing to take less than what they normally would get in order to come and win a title in Philadelphia? That's a great point, Ronald. I love you brought that up. And we will see if they do make another move. And then Real Dreamers, I actually did want to bring this up because I saw this earlier on social media. This is crazy. I'm not sure if you guys discussed this earlier. We have not discussed this yet. Do you believe that July 24th, July 7th and 24th, 2 + 4 = 6 was intentional? I do, 100%. And I also saw on social media, LeBron signs on the 24th of July. Who wore 24? Kobe Bryant. It's also the 81st season of the NBA. 81 points, right? Like, it all adds up, man. It all adds up. I take a look at Nic Batum. Nic Batum. The thing with Batum is that he kind of had some issues in Philadelphia after he left. You know, his wife wasn't talking great about the city of Philadelphia. I doubt Batum comes back. But yeah, we're dreamers. It's like a lot of aspects of this. Like, did LeBron purposely sign on the 24th in the 81st season of the NBA for Kobe? Some people are talking, man. You know, it certainly could be a thing. Gonna talk about that. Batum did, Sniper, Batum did love playing with Maxey and all that, but like, there's a reason that after he was traded from the Clippers to the Sixers, he went back to the Clippers. You know, that's where his family is, and that's where he likes to be. So, I would be fine bringing Batum back into this roster. And when we take a look at this current Sixers roster here, like, what do they really need? Again, the guards are fine. You have Maxey, Edgecombe, Filan, and Simons. Your bigs, you have Embiid, you have Barlow, Broomhook, Porty, Bona. You're probably fine there. Your backup wings are still definitely lacking a little bit. Now, you have Dean Wade, who's going to be phenomenal and play a big role for this team. But after that, it's like Justin Edwards is a young player, still unproven. Jabari Walker, I consider more of a big. Dalen Terry is certainly unproven. And so I think you could use one more wing on this team. Batum, I will consider a wing more than a big for sure. And so that could certainly make sense. That's why I like DeRozan, though, as well, because he certainly is a wing as well who would come into this team and certainly make an impact here. But, man, LeBron being here, oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. Another reminder of our Super Chat menu here on the show. Every 50 likes, we are taking down some happy dads. We are at 165 likes, so we passed 150. Did I already drink for that? I can't remember. I don't think I did. So we are 35 likes away from our next goal of 200 likes. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up icon. Every 50 likes, we're taking a drink. If you want to send in a donation and get on the show, we really, really appreciate the donations here. We are up to $50, in super chats. And when you send in a super chat, it's like, kind of like tipping your waiter when you go out to eat. We really do appreciate it. Now, just you guys being here, commenting, subscribing, liking the show, it's more than enough, right? And I appreciate every single person that has tuned into this live stream. But if you want to go the extra mile, we do appreciate the super chats, the donations you send in. Any super chat that comes in of any amount, we ring the bell here on the show. And it's a great sound effect that mimics the Sixers ringing the bell before the start of Sixers games. Any $10 super chat that comes in, we're taking down shots. I haven't had to take down a shot yet today. So if you want me to take a shot of Tito's vodka, send in a $10 super chat. And anytime you send in a super chat, you can type in a message as well. And we'll show that message on screen if you want to take or a question in on the show. And then $20 super chats that comes in. We are doing beer shotguns or beer bongs. I do have this little shotgun tool here. So next one that comes in, we've done a couple beer bongs. We'll do a shotgun instead. $20, we will do that. We've already done 2 today. So,
Chip, we got to shout out the over 120 people that are still in here with us. Over an hour and a half of this stream. This shows they love you, they love LeBron, they love the Sixers, and they love hanging out with you. So shout out if you're still here. 125 people still watching. Shout out to you real ones out there.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. I know there's a lot of different ways and options you can, watch the LeBron news on YouTube, on TV. So the fact that you guys are choosing us here on the show to talk about this move, again, I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate it. We recently did surpass 27,000 subscribers in the show. And so, for that to happen, it doesn't happen without you guys, right? None of this is possible without you guys. And so I really, really do appreciate it. So be sure to lock us in if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. Obviously, anytime big news like this happens, we go live. We make videos. We'll be live for watch parties all season long. So lock us in. Hit that subscribe button. Sniper brings up a good point. I think, like you said earlier, we need someone to do the dirty work. Not sure if that's DeRozan. Yeah, look, DeRozan certainly wouldn't be a dirty work kind of player. He is kind of somebody I wanted if LeBron didn't sign as a wing that can score. So I certainly, do get that sentiment there that you would like somebody that will do more of the dirty work. So I certainly get that. Some more intel here. Tony Jones, who covers the Sixers for The Athletic, says Joel Embiid was a heavy figure in LeBron's recruitment process and lasted throughout the entire time. So big shout out to Embiid for being a big part of that. Tyrese Maxey was also a big part of that. Bob Myers, got to give a shout out to him as well. I haven't shown enough love to Bob Myers through this process, but remember, Bob Myers went on Rich Paul's podcast and made a pitch directly to Rich Paul for LeBron to join the Sixers. So that's obviously a big-time deal as well. Philadelphia looks to make their first Eastern Conference Finals since 2001. Another big aspect of this, Rich Paul literally said that if the Knicks didn't win the title, LeBron would have signed with the Knicks. So you know what? I hate to see the Knicks win the title, but because they did, we have LeBron James here in Philadelphia. And shout out to you for pulling up this picture as well. Because, we talk a lot about Mike Gansey being a big part of the Sixers bringing in LeBron James here. So Mike Gansey, obviously the new Sixers lead executive, president of basketball operations. This photo that you're seeing on screen right now, I have LeBron James circled, and that's Mike Gansey circled next to him with his arm on his shoulder. Mike Gansey and LeBron James both are playing high school basketball in Ohio at the same time. Mike Gansey was actually runner-up to Mr. Basketball in Ohio behind LeBron James. Since then, they've been really good friends. Mike Gansey was with the Cleveland Cavaliers organization when LeBron James won a title there back in 2016. Rich Paul literally said that Mike Gansey, his connection to LeBron James, was a big reason why Philadelphia was in the mix for LeBron to begin with. And so the hiring of Mike Gansey, you have to wonder if when Philadelphia brought him in, they kind of had that idea in their minds that they wanted to go after LeBron, and bringing in Mike Gansey would be a big reason why. And so that connection there is absolutely huge, that LeBron and Mike Gansey have a big connection. Without Gansey in the building, I don't think the Sixers land LeBron either. And so big shout out to Mike Gansey as well for, putting on that full court press and using that connection to bring him in. Also, for those of you who want to say LeBron is still washed, LeBron is one of 3 players since 2018-19 to average 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. It is him, it is Luka Doncic, and it is Nikola Jokic. So, again, those of you who want to say he's washed, no, he only averaged 20 points a game last year, but he still gets it done at a high level, man. Gets it done at a high, high level. Mono asking a question. Use the hashtag Sixers with the capital S. It's fine. I'll still answer that question here. Do you think Draymond Green will come from the bench if he signs with the Sixers? So I don't think Draymond will sign with Philadelphia at this point. And I'll get to that in a second. But I don't think he signs with Philadelphia at this point. He's going to stay with the Warriors. Now, is there a small chance that he wants to play with LeBron so bad that he will take a vet min to sign with the Sixers? Yeah, I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility. But I do think he probably goes back to the Warriors at this point. But I'll be honest, I would love Draymond Green on this team. I know he has his antics, and I'm not the biggest fan of him as a person. I think, he obviously had the antics with Jordan Poole. Just recently, Draymond Green was talking shit on his own new rookie teammate in oh my God, I'm blanking on the name. The guy from Michigan, Yaxel Lendeborg. Because Yaxel made a pitch for LeBron to join the Warriors, and Draymond was like, "You think your pitch means anything, Rook?" Like, it was kind of weird. So he's not the best teammate, but he'd certainly be a fantastic player still at this point in his career. But I don't think Draymond Green will sign with Philadelphia here. But great question there from Mono J Bala or Minaj Bala. Either way, appreciate you getting that question in. Yeah, Sniper, LeBron jerseys have already sold out. It's nuts. I wanted to get one. They're already sold out. They will be back in stock at some point, and I certainly will be getting one. Matt Croner, another real one, another legend here on the channel. Have to get back to work. It's a great day to be a 76ers fans. Matt Croner, thank you for being here, man. We'll remember this day forever. We will remember this day forever as the LeBron James Day in Philadelphia. Actually, let me pull this up so I get this right 100% here. Let's see. Josh Shapiro, who is the governor of Philadelphia, tweeted out that he has proclaimed today as LeBron James Day in the city of Philadelphia. So Friday, July 24th will forever be known in Philadelphia as LeBron James Day officially, thanks to Governor Josh Shapiro. There's a comment that says, truly the fastest any government has ever gotten anything done. That's hilarious. But, yep, it is LeBron James Day in Philadelphia. Sorry, did I say Philadelphia? Did I say governor of Philadelphia? Obviously, he's not the governor of Philadelphia. He's the governor of Pennsylvania. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But the point remains, it's LeBron James Day. That's hilarious. My fault. Sniper, thanks for checking me on that. I've had a couple of drinks here today, all right? I've had a couple of drinks here today. I haven't eaten anything, so my brain's all over the place, man. My brain's all over the place. Yeah, we're all riding high. We're all riding high for sure. King Money getting a question in. I'm a strong believer that Eagles and the Sixers are going to win a championship. If not, Nick Nurse is going to be fired. So first part of your question, I do think Philadelphia, the Eagles, have a great shot at winning the title this year. I think both teams, if they both win the title in the same year, that'd be sick. But the second part of your question, if they don't win, Nick Nurse will be fired. I don't know if Nurse will be fired because I think they'd want to have the continuity as long as LeBron James comes back for year 2 if they don't win the title. And he forgot the R in Sixer, so it's not going to be in there. But I don't think he'd be fired if LeBron James does come back for year 2. I think they'd want to keep Nick Nurse around unless they have like an absolutely horrific season where like they lose in the first round or something. Then I could see it happening. But if they make a run to the conference finals, at least, I don't think they would fire Nick Nurse. I think they'd want to keep him around for one more year because LeBron would play one more year, and then they can make a decision on that. But thank you for the question, King Money. Appreciate that. Margarita Roberts, LeBron to Philly. We're winning it all, getting the celebration emojis in there. That's how I'm feeling right now, man. It's a party, man. Tony T, they got me watching Philly basketball again, y'all. Yeah, for those of you who were at odds with Philadelphia, that said that you weren't going to be watching the Sixers anymore, I'm sure you're all bought back in right now. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's go, dude. All right, back to the Twitter universe, seeing what else we're hearing about LeBron. Things have slowed down a little bit. LeBron James billboards already going up in Philadelphia. That is awesome. I can't believe LeBron's a Sixer, man. I cannot believe it. Appreciate all of you. 121 people watching live, up to 178 likes. We are 22 likes away from 200 likes if you haven't already. If you're excited for LeBron to be on the Sixers, hit that thumbs up icon, like the stream. When we get to 200 likes, we're taking out another drink. So be sure to lock us in and hit that like button. Oh, and I love this that you're pulling up as well. I mentioned earlier, and then I want to get the Joel Embiid stuff as well. But there's a great stat that I just saw that just shows how good LeBron James still is. And, you know, some people might want to say he's 41 years old, he's washed, this and that. Not the case. Since the 2018-19 season, there have only been 3 players who have averaged 25 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, and 7 assists a game. That is Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James. So for those of you to say he's washed, it's not the case. He still gets it done at a high level.
Mind you, Chip, bringing this graphic up that we just cooked, I think it has to be mentioned even still. It's not on screen, but how old is LeBron James versus how old? Could you give that info real quick? Just between Jokic and Luka, how much older is LeBron? Because I think that kind of helps your point.
Exactly. That's a great point that I didn't bring up. LeBron James is 41 years old. He'll be 42 on December 30th. So by the end of the year, he'll be 42 years old.
And I believe Jokic and Luka are what, 30? Yeah, around 30 years old. Luka's probably like 27.
Jokic is 31. He's 10 years younger than LeBron James. Luka,
27, I believe.
Luka is 27. Just turned 27 in February. He'll be 28 by the end of the upcoming season.
So, as comm majors, we don't do math that much, right?
No.
But I think we can. You don't need to know high-level math here, Chip, to understand. Hey, 41, a lot more older than 31 and 27, right?
It's certainly a higher number.
I think
that
so.
much I can tell you guys.
And it's like when it comes to age, the higher the number when it comes to sports, it's not the better. Usually you want high numbers in sports, but that's not a good number to have.
No, certainly not playing basketball, man. How many players have been 41 years old playing at this level still? So.
Averaging 25, 7, and 7, I believe it's none. I think Vince Carter, when he was in his 22nd season, was averaging not even 10 points a game. Dirk was averaging 12. Kareem was nobody's done this. Dude.
Nobody's done this, man.
Nobody.
The way he takes care of his body, the way he's able to prolong his career, and not just stay in the NBA. As you mentioned, there's been a lot of players who have been able to prolong their careers by at least playing still, but not playing at a high level.
No.
LeBron's still playing at the highest of levels at this point in his career, which is just phenomenal. Robert S. Downs, another absolute legend on the show. How many minutes do LeBron and Wade split during the game? Funny, by the way, the Sixers signed Dean Wade, so now you have LeBron and you have D. Wade on the team. Obviously not Dwayne Wade, it's Dean Wade. But, LeBron's going to play a lot of minutes. Certainly during the regular season, I could see them managing his minutes a little bit more to make sure he's healthy for a playoff run. Look, Dean Wade's still going to play a lot of minutes, and you can have LeBron and Dean Wade on the floor at the same time, obviously. So I think Dean Wade will still play a bunch of minutes. I don't think it's necessarily a straight split there. Dean Wade will come off the bench, obviously. No longer he's going to start, but he'll play a big role, no doubt about it. And, I imagine LeBron probably won't play much over 30-ish minutes a night during the regular season. Again, you want to keep him healthy for the playoffs. So, what up, my guy? Oh, we're having a great time, man. We're having a great time. LeBron! It's Larry or bust. You have to. You have to, man. You don't sign LeBron. Now, I will say, he signed for 2 years. So I think the first year, at the very least, you have to make the championship and give yourself a chance. If they don't win, you run it back next year because he did sign a 2-year contract. But, dude, you got to win it, man. A lot of people making more money than LeBron this year, man.
There was a funny thing, too, Chip. I saw Milan Momcilovic, who just transferred to Kentucky, the college player from Iowa State last year. he's making $6 million. I believe it was $6 million to LeBron's like 3.5. I saw that graphic come up today. It was pretty funny.
That's insane. Like, LeBron signed for a minimum, man. Like, he just wants to win. He just wants to win. That should tell you all you need to know right there.
And this is a good point by Sniper right here too. LeBron bringing his medical staff to the Sixers.
Oh,
threw this in here. It's a good point, especially for Joel Embiid's health.
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but LeBron with his longevity has obviously been able to stay healthy for the most part, leading into now what will be his 24th season in the NBA. Obviously, he does things the right way in terms of taking care of his body, his nutrition, his diet, his workouts, all that. That part of things will help a lot of Sixers players as well. Will that help Joel Embiid? Now, again, Embiid has a lot more, deep-rooted issues in terms of, his knees and his long-term health. But that's obviously a great point there. How about Rashawn Holmes, former Sixer during the process era, says, man, Bron affiliate to Wild. If y'all need one more, I already know my way around the city. Shout out Rashawn Holmes. He was one of my favorite players during the Sixers process era. But I don't know if they're going to go after Rashawn Holmes at this point. He hasn't been in the NBA for a few years now. Yeah, so I do want to bring up the oh my goodness. So there's a couple of LeBron tweets, or a couple of Embiid tweets that I want to show. Now, one of the tweets we can't show because it's a video. But there's a video, and actually, I'll just put this in the chat so that you guys can see it for yourself. And I'll actually tweet this out so you can see it from my end here.
We got a super chat chip, which means another beer shotgun is occurring. We're going to throw it up on the screen in 1 second.
Oh, it's Jeff Nadeau sending in the $20 super chat. Shout out to Nadeau. I know you're good friends with my guy, Chase Sr., man. Big shout out to Nadeau with the $20 super chat on the show. We appreciate it, man. Shout out to Nadeau. Shout out to Chase. I've never met Nadeau myself, but my guy Chase Sr. has. And so big shout out to you for getting in the $20 super chat. Go subscribe to Nadeau's YouTube channel. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's a lot of like mob and mafia content, but he does very interesting stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, go subscribe to my guy, Jeff Nadeau. But says, great marathon show. The king is here. The king is here, man. I can't believe it. Big shout out to Nadeau for sending that in. We'll ring the bell for you, and we will do that beer bong, that beer shotgun. Round up to $70 in super chats. The King's in Philadelphia, man. What more could you be asking for, man? Big shout out to Nadeau. Beer bong coming up here in just a minute. So I'm throwing a tweet in here right now. If I can figure out how to use my computer. What am I, a boomer? What's going on here? All right, here we go. So the tweet I'm putting in there right now, if you give me a like, I will give you a shout out here. This was Joel Embiid's reaction. Looks like he's in his underwear, maybe. That's ridiculous. When LeBron signed with the Sixers, he's got a new haircut as well. He is absolutely hype for LeBron to be in Philadelphia. And then there was another tweet that came in. So there was a tweet from Embiid from years ago that was resurfacing. I'm going to see if I can find it here. Let's see. Because Embiid was a big part in this recruitment for LeBron. I'm going to try to find this here because it was a tweet that resurfaced from years ago of Embiid basically saying that he wants LeBron on the team. We'll see if I can find this. But yeah, that tweet's insane that I just put in the chat of his initial reaction to LeBron signing in Philadelphia. Unfortunately, I can't find it right now. I saw it earlier, but I'm not able to find it at the moment. But basically, it was a tweet from Joel Embiid back from like 2016 or 2014. It was a long, long time ago. And Embiid is basically like, hey, LeBron, if you want to come to Philadelphia, we have a spot for you. That was a decade ago. Now he is in Philadelphia. So I apologize. I can't quite find it right now. But just insane. Just insane. Everything that has gone in to LeBron in Philly. So I just threw my tweet in there. If you give me a like on the tweet, I'll give you a shout out here on the show. And we got a beer bong coming in for my guy Nadeau. Shout out Dan Reed, says he's new here. Dan Reed, appreciate it. You just get a donation. Yep, we did just get a donation from Jeff Nadeau. We really appreciate anybody who sends in those donations. Let me ring the bell. Anytime someone sends in a super chat, we will ring the bell for you here on the show. LeBron! Come on, man. Allie, I did feed Nacho. Don't worry about it. I did feed the cat. Among all the craziness, I remember to feed my cat this morning. So do not forget that. All right, beer bong coming up for Jeff Nadeau. LeBron might win MVP for real. I doubt he wins MVP. He's probably not going to put up quite the counting stats you need to win. Like, there's a lot of guys who can score the basketball on this Sixers team. Now, if they win 70-plus games, maybe. But that's a long shot. Beer bong time, number 3 of the day. Yeah, don't worry, Allie. I got it. Also, Allie, I have a bone to pick with you. Where is my Magic 8 Ball? Where is it? For those of you who don't know, I like to bring in a Magic 8 Ball. It's like a drinking game that basically tells you what to drink. I couldn't find it this morning, and I didn't want to be late for the stream, so I left without it. But where'd you put that? It's missing. I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere. I thought it was on the counter. It wasn't there anymore. Maybe Nacho got it and did something with it, but let me know where it was because I simply could not find it.
And Chip, going into this beer bong, we are also just 9 likes away from another beer that you have to drink. So we're going to throw up a like the live right here. Like the live. Make Chip get more drunk. Make him drink because he's about to do a beer bong and he's probably going to have to. Now only 7 more. They're listening to what we're saying. Chip will have to drink another beer, so make this guy keep drinking.
Yep, 8 likes away from 200. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up icon if you're excited that LeBron James is on the 76ers. And if you love Philadelphia. Oh, you hit it from Nacho? Where? I looked. Oh, you hit it from me, too. I couldn't find it either. You must have hit it really well. It's behind a picture frame under the TV. Oh, ridiculous. How did I not find that? That's ridiculous. Nacho was playing with it. Of course she was. Of course she was. All right, Nadeau, if you're still watching, shout out to you. Shout out to Chase. I appreciate your support of what we do here at Chat Sports. Part of that is sending in the donation as well. Beer bong coming here for you. My 3rd of the day, I believe. So it's only, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. But we're taking out some drinks. It's a Friday, man. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it, baby? Let's go. Cheers, everybody. Ugh. Dan Reed typing those chugs. It's down. Another interesting note here for LeBron. LeBron has won an NBA title in year 2, each of the previous 3 times he changed teams. And so the reason I talked about this earlier, I want to bring this up, is it's hard to win an NBA championship. It's hard, even harder, to win an NBA championship in the first year when you're changing teams and have a lot of new players on your roster. And so, how do I put this? I do think this year is championship or bust for Philadelphia. And I do think, obviously, if they don't win the title, I will be disappointed. At least make the finals, right? But it's very, very hard to win a title in the first year that you put together, a super team, quote unquote, like this, right? And so, again, he's won a title in the second season each time he joined a new team. When he went to Miami, they didn't win the first year. I believe that was the Mavericks year, right? Where, honestly, that was probably one of the lowest moments of LeBron's career. But what do? They come back and they win 2 titles with the Miami Heat. Goes to Cleveland. They don't win the first year, right? It's the Warriors. They're a loaded team. But comes back second year, what does he do? Come back down 3-1, win a title. Goes to the Lakers. They don't win the first year. That was a very young team. Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle. I believe Randle was still on that team. Maybe not by that point, but yeah, he was. A lot of young players in that team. What do? Yeah, because he got traded to the Pelicans in that deal. They trade for Anthony Davis, and they win a title in year 2. And so LeBron did sign a 2-year deal in Philadelphia. I know people don't want to hear like, oh, if they don't win a title this year, it's okay. Because it's not. I think they have to win a title this year. But LeBron did sign a 2-year contract. And so you have a lot of new pieces, a lot of moving parts. Think about all the new additions they've made. LeBron, Jaylen Brown, LeBaron Philon, Anthony Simons, Dean Wade, Ariel Laporte. A lot of new players on this roster. And so, like, it's a lot that has to come together. Can Nick Nurse get it done in a way where you figure out how to manage the touches of all this? But, like, as Q Genius says, and by the way, another real one on the channel, Q Genius, also has been here for a lot of our watch parties. An absolute legend on the show. Says, my goodness, look at that lineup. I mean, come on, man. Who has a better lineup than this? You have 4 all-NBA caliber players in Maxey, Brown, Embiid, and LeBron, and then a young rising superstar in VJ Coleman, and a good bench as well. And so I say all this to say, if Philadelphia does not at least make the finals, I do think it's a disappointment. Certainly, if they don't make the conference finals, it's a disaster, and I'll be crashing out. But they have the talent to make a deep run. Can they come together? Can they figure out how to play off each other? Can they figure out a system that works, right? And I think, some people will say, I've seen a couple of comments on the show about the defense, like Maxey, I think does the best he can defensively, given, his size and all that. I believe if he didn't lead the NBA in steals this year, he was right up there. Let me just double check. Obviously, he missed some time.
I think he was definitely top 5 per my recollection. But you can confirm that.
Yeah, I'm going to confirm this right now. Now, let's see here. Not the preseason. I don't know why that would be the case.
Another interesting stat for you, Chip, while you're looking for this. The Sixers are the first team ever to add 2 former Finals MVPs to their roster in the same offseason.
That is crazy. Jaylen Brown and LeBron James, of course, both former Finals MVP. So Maxey actually finished 10th in the league in steals, behind Kawhi Leonard, Scottie Pippen Jr., who only played 10 games. So I don't even count that. So we'll count Maxey as 9th. Cason Wallace, Dyson Daniels, Matisse Thybulle, who only played 30 games. So I also don't think I would really count that. So move Maxey up to 8th. Asar Thompson, Kevin Porter, who only played 38 games, Bez Mbang, who only played 15 games, and Kaderi Richmond, who only played 3. So actually, taking out these guys who barely played, I would say Kevin Porter, 38 games. I'm not going to count that for my narrative. So Asar Thompson was 1, Dyson Daniels 2, Cason Wallace 3, Kawhi Leonard 4. Maxey was 5th in the league in steals among players who actually played a lot of the season. And so, yes, he has his shortcomings as a smaller player, but he gets in the passing lanes, he fights. VJ Coleman, great defender. Jaylen Brown, he can be a really great defender, and he certainly was when he was younger. As he took on a larger offensive role, the defense slipped a little bit, and as an off-ball defender, certainly not great, but he has the athletic tools to be a really good defender when he's bought in. LeBron James at this point, certainly slowing down as a defender, certainly was robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year back in 2014 when Marc Gasol won it. That was ridiculous. But still a smart player on the defensive end of the floor. And Joel Embiid, at one point in time, I would have considered one of the top defensive players in the league. Made a few all defensive teams. Obviously, the lack of verticality and movement skills that he has limits him a little bit. But again, still knows what he's doing defensively. And so I think defensively, this lineup is still absolutely phenomenal. So I wouldn't really have a lot of worries about that. How'd you find this, man? Big shout out to Santino for finding this tweet from Joel Embiid that I was talking about earlier. So, back in 2014, we are talking 12 years ago, Joel Embiid tweeted this out, added LeBron James, and said, "Hey, bro, hope you're having a good day. Want to join us in Philly? Peace." That was 12 years ago. And now LeBron James is on the Philadelphia 76ers. It's almost unbelievable that we're at the point that we're at now. Philadelphia almost landed LeBron back in 2018 when he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. And here we are. More than a decade long of the Sixers and Joel Embiid trying to recruit LeBron James. The tweet I sent in the chat of LeBron or of Embiid dancing around his crib when he signed. It's just absolutely phenomenal, unbelievable, surreal, as my guy Sniper said.
Unreal.
It's unreal. We've never seen anything like it. LeBron! Come on, man. All right, want to tell you guys again about our sponsor. Big shout out to Prize Picks because they're making today's show free for everybody to tune in and watch. They're a big supporter of what we do here at Sixers Now, and I want to give them a big-time shout-out. And they have a great new deal for new users as well that I'll tell you about here in a second. But first, Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app, the best way to win some money while watching sports. And today's Friday. Obviously, Fridays are great. We all love them. But Prize Picks makes Fridays even better. Why, do you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Because today is Flex Friday on Prize Picks. What that means is, if you go into the rewards tab on your Prize Picks app, you can opt into the Flex Friday promo and apply a protected play on a flex lineup. A flex lineup is a lineup where you have, say, 3 picks. You flex it, meaning if you only get 2 of 3 right, you can still win some money. But with Flex Friday, if your lineup wins, it pays out as normal. Nothing changes. But if your lineup loses, guess what? You're fine, because Prize Picks will refund your entry as a bonus lineup and allow you to run it back without risking additional funds. Just another reason why I love using Prize Picks, and I use it all the time. In fact, I used it to pick LeBron James to sign with the Sixers. I turned $50 into $200. Some baseball action going on today. Here's the lineup that I like. If you want to rock with this and make this a flex lineup for your Flex Friday promo, give me a follow on the app at JChip, and you can copy this lineup in just one click. But this is what I'm rocking with. Tarek Skubal, more than 5.5 strikeouts, maybe a future Philadelphia Philly. Who knows? Jared Jones, more than 3.5 strikeouts for the Pirates. And Seiya Suzuki for the Cubs, more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. That is how easy it is to use Prize Picks. All you do is put together a lineup of 2 to 6 stat projections. If you get your picks right, you pick more or less on those, you can win some money. And I mentioned that new offer we have for new users. Download the Prize Picks app today. If you sign up using code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup, you can get $150 in lineups if you win that lineup. Again, code HMA when you sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win that first $5+ lineup. That link is in the description and in the live chat of today's show. This is like the perfect picture.
Chip, give him a smile, man. Just give him a little nice little cheese.
I'm gonna give him a. Someone take a screenshot. I can't believe this is my life right now, man. LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er, dude.
By the way, also, crack open a Happy Dad. We've hit 201 likes. Shout out to you guys. Over 200 likes.
Big shout out to the real ones out there. We hit 200 likes. I've already taken down now 3 Happy Dads. Oh, uh-oh. And I haven't eaten yet today, by the way. So
plus the bongs, right? The bongs are separate from that?
Yes.
So that's, what, 5, I believe? Yeah.
So I got another Happy Dad here to take down.
Can we talk about that? I'm going to bring this photo back up. Chip,
for sure.
Quick,
Yeah.
The Embiid one. Because, how crazy is that truly that he said this is a joke 12 years. Like the way things happen in life, stuff like this doesn't make any sense, dude. It's like, how does that happen?
Yeah, so this was so Embiid was drafted. Obviously, he missed the first 2 years of his career. Embiid was drafted in 2014, right? And so this was obviously a joke. This was right after he was drafted to the Philadelphia 76ers. He didn't even play in 2014 or 2015, right? His first year was the 16-17 season. He tweets this out obviously as a joke, right? But the fact that we have this screenshot now to even bring up is just it's hard to put into words. The fact that LeBron James is on this team right now.
I mean, Chip, it is one of those things, like, because you talked about it too. You alluded to the other things, like with the 724 and the 81 anniversary, like all of these things that just how do you explain that? Like, it just really does seem like one of those things in life where it's like shit like this happens and you just don't even, you can't even fathom or comprehend or understand.
It was meant to be, man.
And that's really the only explanation you have. It was destiny. It was fate. He was meant to come to Philadelphia. When he was drafted in 2003, that great man born out of Akron, Ohio, it was meant that he would come to Philadelphia. And now, where is he? He's in Philadelphia.
And think about this. He's going to end his career in
it's
Philadelphia.
It's his last decision. He said it. He's going to retire as a Philadelphia 76er. Who in their right mind could have ever, like, you know how those guys will have those tweets where they're like, they'll say it years ago of like, oh, this is going to happen, and then they end up pulling it up. This was never something that you could have ever tweeted about, even as a joke back in the day of thinking this would happen.
If you told me, 6 months ago, this was going to happen, I would have said, you're dreaming. You're insane. And here we are. It's actually unbelievable, man. And Sniper brings up a good point. And if you want to pull this picture up, did you see the tweet with VJ recreating the LeBron pool picture? Yeah, so
we had this even going into the show.
We've had this the entire show. So obviously, we just showed you the LeBron James photo in the pool. Yep. Can't believe this is my life.
1 second. I'm about to pull it up in 1 minute.
Yeah, you're good. And in the meantime, I'll give you all a little beer cheers. Again, we're passing 200 likes on the show.
Chug. Oh, no, he's not chugging it.
Oh, no, the likes isn't a full beer. It's just a little chug. I'll give you a couple sips.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, we got this here. The Edgecombe smiling through it all. He's doing his LeBron impression.
Yes. I mean, dude. By the way, you know what I love as well about all this?
Yeah.
Edgecombe posts this. Where is he? In the weight room. You can clearly see that.
Yeah.
Maxey posted a video as well. We can't show the videos here, but he was in the weight room as well. Jabari Walker posted a video. Where was he? In the weight room, on the practice court. So I love that as well. But shout out VJ, man. I mean, when LeBron posted that photo, I couldn't tell you what year that was. That was probably like over a decade ago, I imagine. I mean, what was the context of him posting that as well? I can't remember.
What, the smiling through it all?
Yeah.
See, as a LeBron fan, I really should remember the context of this. It's escaping my mind as of right now. I believe it had something to do with a signing that he made. Like maybe when he went back to Cleveland, potentially.
Okay, so the LeBron smiling through it all meme is from a 2018 Instagram story. And I imagine that's probably when he signed with the Lakers?
So it was the Lakers signing, not the Cavs signing. Not going back to Cleveland. Okay.
Oh, no. So here's a context. It was, I remember this now, yeah. It was in response to a reporter, Laura Ingram, however you say it, who told him to shut up and dribble. You remember back in the day?
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, he was told to shut up and dribble and just play basketball and not speak out about social and political issues. And then he posted this kind of as like a joke and a troll. And so that is what the context of this was. And so that was 2018. We are now, 6 years? Right? Yeah, quick math. No, we're in 2026. 8 years. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. 8 years after this was posted. And here we go.
And I mean, something else you got to mention, like, to kind of troll Joel Embiid a little bit here, I think. Isn't it so Joel Embiid? Everybody else is in the weight room. This dude's running around in his undies at his apartment. Like, it's such a Joel Embiid thing that you're saying all these guys, even Jabari Walker, like all these guys are in the gym reacting to the LeBron news. Embiid's just waking up just like you and I within his undies, just like, we got him. Like,
I love it, man.
It's such an Embiid thing. But that's probably why you love him, though. It's that personality he has, you know?
Yeah, no, dude, I love Joel Embiid, man. Shout out to my guy. Dan Reed, sorry if you vomit from chugging. That will never happen, man. I'll tell you that right now. I can take down my drinks. Sniper, he's probably going to retire a Cav like Larry with the Raptors. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron signs like a one-day contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers to officially retire as a Cav, but he's playing the end of his career with Philadelphia. He's not going to go anywhere else other than Philadelphia. And so, essentially, he's retiring a Sixer, might retire a Cav officially, but he will be with the Sixers for the rest of his playing career. Mike Gansey, dude. It's such a blessing, right? I mean, what we dealt with Daryl Morey over the last however many years that he was here, like, he made some moves. He drafted well, to be fair, and he tried to make some big-time moves, like the Paul George signing, which, I'll be honest, I was a fan of at the time. Obviously, it didn't work out. But to trade Paul George and dump that contract for Jaylen Brown, to upgrade the bench like he did this offseason, to draft a player like Phylon at 22 overall, where he was supposed to go way earlier, and to sign LeBron James, you can't give him enough credit for what he's done in one offseason. This is like what a lot of GMs would like to do over the course of like 5 years. And he did this in the course of what, 2 months? It's phenomenal.
I will say, Chip, too, like something I think you can even speak on more as a guy who covers this team every single day. How much is LeBron going to help Phylon even too develop? Like you talk about young guys, like we mentioned Edgecombe, but Edgecombe kind of already he showed what he had last year. He's already a top tier level talent in the league, I would argue. But Phylon, how much is he going to be able to develop with LeBron James there? You think about that too.
Oh, for sure. And like a guy like Phylon, for example, right? He's a very talented player, right? We know offensively he's very gifted. He can shoot, he can pass, all this. But a lot of times, like younger guys, they are still, obviously he still has a lot of ways to go and get a lot better. But in terms of learning the game from a processing standpoint, from an IQ standpoint, from a standpoint of like, how do I, now that I'm in the NBA, go about my daily business? How do I go about, working out, carrying myself, practicing? How do I do all that? LeBron James will impact him and everybody else on this team with that line of thinking. And so, people that want to say, oh, it's going to hurt these young guys' development because they're not going to play as much, not going to have the ball in their hands as much, you're underrating the aspect of being able to learn how to be an NBA player. Really, that's what it is for a lot of these young guys. LeBron's done it for 23 years, going into year 24. Doesn't get any better than that.
And Chip, you're 100% right. Before we get into this, little note that Ronald had again, one of the things like you talk about, guys having the ball in their hands, like getting experience on the court, Phylon being a bucket getter like he is, that's all well and good. The things off the court, 10 times more important than that. Like those things that you have, those skills, those are going to work themselves out. But it's the things off the court that LeBron brings you that not anybody else can give you in the way that he can. That stuff like can't be undervalued, and maybe the casual NBA fan might undervalue that, but Jake Chipper certainly doesn't. Tell you that
exactly,
right.
And it's like, think about how many players have come into this league that are super talented, that have all the skills you could ever ask for, that were top overall picks in the draft that didn't work out. Why didn't they work out? Was it because they weren't good enough? More often times than not, no. It's not because they weren't good enough. They obviously had the talent to be a top pick, but it's because they were either drafted to bad organizations who didn't have that level of mentorship, bad situations, and they didn't know how to truly be an NBA player and have the right habits, have the right mindset. LeBron James, he's coming here to win a championship, no less. He is going to instill that mindset in every player on this roster, and that's invaluable, right? Apart from what he'll do in the court, that's invaluable. Another aspect you got to think about with this signing. Ronald Albright, another question here. A big shout out to him. How much do you want about the Kyle Lowry's banging on the door saying, I want back in, I want back in? Yeah, I mean, he did retire officially as a Raptor this offseason. I'm sure he would want to be back in as somebody who also was not on that Raptors team when they finally won a championship. He was with the finals of Miami, but they obviously didn't win. I'm sure he would love to win a title. I would take him on as a coach if he wants to coach. But yeah, I mean, we've seen players like Andre Drummond has already tweeted out like a sad face emoji because he's no longer on this team. We saw Rashawn Holmes tweet out like, hey, if you want me back, I'll come back gladly. So, I'm sure a lot of players are like, damn, like Kelly Oubre, Quentin Grimes, who are no longer on this team, are probably like, damn, man, like I could have been on this squad with LeBron James if I just stayed in Philadelphia. Obviously, they're making their money elsewhere in terms of Grimes and Oubre. But that's just a LeBron James effect, man. Like, and that's why I say, like, you have a spot you can fill if you cut Dalen Terry. There's going to be players who want to play in Philadelphia that can certainly make an impact because they want to win a ring. And, that's the championship level expectation that somebody like LeBron brings. Sniper, Drum, some reason, also made a tweet saying he's good where he is. I didn't see that one. Let me see. I just saw the sad face emoji where he was like, damn, can't believe I'm not there anymore. Let me go to his Twitter and just see exactly what he said. Oh, all right. So first he quote tweeted the LeBron James news and said, oh, with a sad face. Then an hour later, he tweeted out, "I'm good where I'm at." That was probably just in response to Knicks fans who were probably pissed off that he kind of tweeted out that he wishes he was back in Philadelphia. I think that was probably just in response to Knicks fans who were probably getting mad at him, like, "Damn, why are you so mad? We just won a title and now you're on the Knicks." But yeah, I'm going through his replies right now. There's a lot of Knicks fans who are pretty upset that he tweeted that out. The first reply says, "Can't lie, tweeting this out means you wish you were still in Philly." He probably got a word from his agent as well. That was like, "You can't be doing that, bro." So I think he only tweeted that out as kind of damage control. Clearly, he still wishes he was in Philadelphia. It's not a sad face. Learn your emojis. What are you talking about? I just put that down.
Chip, learn your emojis.
Learn my emojis, I guess.
What are we doing, Chip? Come on.
That's absolutely a sad face. What are we talking about? At least disappointed. It's clearly a player. It's clearly an emoji that's frowning a little bit. He's obviously sad about it. What would you call that, nobody, Adam? Maybe I'm wrong, but it clearly looks like a sad face to me. There's a reason everybody in their replies is like, all the Knicks fans are all upset about it. Trade deadline target? Hey, maybe. Although I imagine the Knicks will still be good enough where they won't just be selling off players. I mean, they lost Mitchell Robinson, so they don't really have Drummond as an expendable player. And how about Philadelphia? Like, how many times have we seen the Sixers lose out in big moments like this, right? I mean, think about this. Think about the teams that they beat out to sign LeBron James. The Miami Heat, who LeBron has played for, has familiarity with, has a coach in Eric Spoelstra that a lot of people consider the best coach in the NBA. And they just traded for Giannis. And they still couldn't land LeBron. The Cleveland Cavaliers, we obviously know LeBron's history with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They just went to the conference finals. They still couldn't land LeBron. The Sixers did it. They did it. And we can't say that very often. But you know what? Maybe this is the new norm under Mike Gansey. This is what we should come to expect under Mike Gansey. I mean, he's already a Sixers legend, man. He's already a Sixers legend for the moves he has made this offseason. Just awesome, man. And the fit is perfect, man. The fit is perfect. And I'll say this as well. Oh, yeah, let's show this first before I say what I was going to say. Kyle Lowry after LeBron gets signed. Let me in, let me in. This is a lot of former Sixers and players in the NBA that want to join Philadelphia. Shout out to Eric Andre. He's absolutely hilarious. A lot of players, again, this is the LeBron effect. You know, they're going to want to be in Philadelphia to try to win this championship. So we'll see what kind of players want to team up with LeBron, Maxey, VJ, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid in Philadelphia. But what I was going to say as well, talking about Tyrese Maxey here, there's kind of a narrative that's been going on Twitter that, like, LeBron's going to take the ball out of Tyrese Maxey's hands. Do we not remember when James Harden was here in Philadelphia that Maxey played off the ball for a lot of the time, and he was amazing? Tyrese Maxey is a phenomenal off-ball player. And so he's kind of over the years been forced into the lead point guard role for Philadelphia because obviously, you know, Harden left and he had to take over that lead guard role. But Tyrese Maxey is honestly more of a natural off-ball player than he is on the ball. And so the way this team will be able to, first of all, run in transition, are you kidding me? With two of the fastest players in the NBA, in Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, running the fast break, with LeBron James getting a rebound outlet pass to one of those two. This team's going to be able to play any way they want. They can play fast. They can slow it down. Like, oh, I'm just so excited, dude. I just can't wait. I wish the season started tomorrow. But yeah, the fact that people are saying that Maxey can't play off the ball, that's just casuals who haven't watched the Sixers team play. And I know it's not Sixers fans saying this. I don't want to make anybody in here feel like I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the Sixers fans. I'm talking to casuals who don't watch Philadelphia.
Chip, I want to kind of like give you the opportunity to like just break this down player by player of like what you Like, is there gonna be a set number one scoring option? Do you think it'll be kind of a night by night basis where like one guy does this, then one guy does that? Will Embiid kind of get load managed now because he doesn't have to play as much with the 4 guys in the lineup? Like, what do you think heading into the season with kind of those things that I just brought up there?
Yeah, so the way I envision kind of this roster and the way they run this 5, late in games, for example, LeBron's going to be your initiator. He's going to be the guy who is getting everybody in the right spots, making the right reads, having the ball in his hands at the end of games. I truly do believe that. I think Maxey is still your number one go-to scoring option because of how dynamic he is. But that being said, like Joel Embiid, you bring up a great point. I think you do have the option to load manage him a lot during the regular season. And even the playoffs, like, look what the Spurs did with Victor Wembanyama. Like, he didn't play huge minutes up until the conference finals, the NBA finals. Like, they managed him a little bit. And so I think, Maxey is still going to be this team's top scorer. I think Embiid, can kind of be that other option where, you want to get it down low, you want to slow things down, you want to get a bucket depending on certain matchups, you can go to Embiid. I think VJ Edgecombe does turn into a little bit more of a spot-up shooter and a backup option. And I think Jaylen Brown can be the guy that, like, the way I envision it happening is, like, you obviously start these 5 to start games. But I think, like, you can take out, like, a Maxey earlier on or a Joel Embiid earlier on to get them some rest and let LeBron and Jaylen Brown run the offense. Jaylen Brown being the guy that can put the ball in the bucket. Obviously, LeBron can still do that. And LeBron can be the guy that runs the offense and gets good looks for guys like Jaylen Brown, right? Like VJ Edgecombe, like Tyrese Maxey. And so these guys should all be getting good looks. I mean, how are you going to double team Joel Embiid anymore? Because even at, where he's at in his career, getting older and getting injured, he's still double teamed pretty much anytime he touches the ball in the paint. Who are you helping off of? VJ, Jaylen Brown, who aren't like amazing 3-point shooters, but still really good. Like, and if you help off of them, like, they can all make the right pass to get to the next guy. It's like, I truly do think that LeBron fills the exact need Philadelphia needed. And that was a true lead playmaker, allow Tyrese Maxey to be more of a score-first player, allow VJ to be a catch-and-shoot 3-point shooter, which he has been, allow Jaylen Brown to be a guy that can get you a tough bucket whenever you need, and allow Joel Embiid to be more of a playmaker, which he has been a lot of times in his career, dominate down low in the interior, and just not have as much offensive responsibility and take a little bit off of his plate, which is just so important for someone like him, obviously, at this point in his career. Theodore says, we're the Avengers. I absolutely love that, man. I love that. They are the Avengers. They've assembled quite a starting unit here and a good bench as well. Michael, see what happens when they get rid of Daryl Morey? Yeah. One off season without Daryl Morey, and all of a sudden they create this starting 5. That's why they can win a title, man, honestly, because I do think they have a great roster of complementary skills. And then again, you talk about guys like Phylon, like Simons, who can shoot the ball. Dean Wade, who's a great defender, a very versatile defender, who can guard 1 through 5, who can hit, catch, and shoot threes as well. You have some bigs in Huck Porty and Bono who are going to fight down low on the glass. Like, I think the team is built pretty perfectly. And again, I've heard some people say, oh, LeBron doesn't fit in Philadelphia. Watch the Sixers play, man. Stop being a casual. Stop being a casual. This is exactly what Philadelphia needed, man. Exactly what they needed. Wow, so according to Ramona Shelburne, Rich Paul thought for a lot of the time LeBron was going to sign with the Miami Heat. That didn't happen, baby. I wonder if the YouTube thing actually didn't matter more than you might have been led on to believe. LeBron is on the Sixers, dude. Interesting. So, although the Sixers and the Knicks had the same odds to win the NBA title, the Knicks are actually ahead of Philadelphia very slightly in terms of odds to win the East. They are plus 330. The Sixers are plus 350. They are second. Interesting, man. I mean, again, I get giving respect to the NBA champions. I understand that. Monica McNutt says, I'm not ready to move off the Knicks as championship favorites. I'm not gonna be mad about it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's people's opinions, right? It's just opinions at the end of the day. Yeah, Big Mix. LeBron is a perfect fit. Big Mix is another comment I'll get to here in 1 second. Let me drink some water. Big Mix says, I still can't believe this is real. I've legit been saying since the Brown trade, my exact words were, holy shit, we're going to sign LeBron, and it's happened. The season's going to be fun. This season is going to be so much fun. All right, hold on. You know what I want to do really quick? So I mentioned my guy, Nick Roloff, who's a big-time Heat fan. I want to see the Heat doc when LeBron signed with Philadelphia. Yep. Quite the bummer. Really thought LeBron was smart enough to choose Miami. What you trying to say LeBron's not a smart player all of a sudden, huh? Heat fans think LeBron isn't smart? And they still think that LeBron made the wrong choice. What are we talking about? Now they're talking about signing DeMar DeRozan or Bradley Beal. That's hilarious. And Russell Westbrook. Get cooked. Get cooked, Miami. I can't wait for this, man. Can't wait for this. This season is going to be cinema. Absolute cinema. We have 97 people still hanging out, still watching us live, man. And yeah, Dan Reed, certainly Dr. J and Allen Iverson will be in a lot of games. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. All right, you know what we can do here, Santino? I think we have enough questions from the hashtag Sixers that we can do a quick mailbag. And so literally all you gotta do, you can start with me full screen, which is like an L3 watching 76ers now, whatever. And then just go to all the questions. Obviously hit prize picks in the first 5 minutes. And yeah, we'll just film a quick video here on the show. And then just cut that up afterwards. I'll cut that up afterwards. I'll put that up tomorrow on the program. So we can do that, and then we will kind of reconvene afterwards. So we're going to film a video here really quick where I kind of react again to all the questions that have come in so far. We talk about LeBron James again, so give me 1 second here. Take a sip of water.
Luke Bucksar just said, I'm more excited for the leadership than his playing. That's a guy that knows ball right there. Exactly what we've been talking about this whole time.
Yep, my guy Luke Bucksar, went to high school with him. Shout out to my guy. Yeah, the leadership, the basketball IQ, the intangibles are going to be huge for this Philadelphia team, man. Going to be absolutely huge. Okay. Yeah, so again, probably like 2 questions, maybe 3. Obviously just, huh? No, I'm saying before prize picks. Obviously, just within the first 5 minutes, if you must have time on your phone or something, or just like look at the clock, whatever. Just obviously get there within the first 5 minutes, and then obviously make sure we get to 8 minutes. And then if you want to like pop up a question at some point when you already have in there, like I think you're like the Sixers are the top blank team in the East, whatever. You can do that one at some point as well. And then just do the questions. Yep. All right, so we're going to film a mailbag here where we're answering your questions. If you have not gotten a question in yet and you still want to get a question in on the show, use hashtag Sixers or send in a super chat, and we will get your questions in this video that will go up probably maybe later today, maybe tomorrow as well. We will decide that here in a little bit. But yeah, we certainly got enough questions, so we will answer these for a full video. And then we will continue staying live. We've been live for 2.5 hours here on the show. Still 81 people watching. Big shout out to everybody who is here hanging out. Oh, I love this as the first question as well. Good shit. Alrighty. All right, everybody. We're going to film this mailbag. Again, last chance. If you want to get your questions in, use hashtag Sixers. You could just pop it up right now really quick, actually. We don't need to put it in the video, but again, Last chance. Use hashtag Sixers to get your questions answered down in the comment section, or send in a super chat. You can put the one Alper, just put it in the chat. Put it in at the very end. Not early, but I do want to talk about it. Put it at the very end. We will get there. And then you can still start with me full screen. Sorry. Yeah. And then go to that first question. Alper in the building, man. Funny stuff, dude. Funny stuff. Alrighty. Let's answer your questions. Get those super chats in. Get those hashtag Sixers questions in the chat. And we will answer your questions live here on Philadelphia 76ers Now for a video that will come up soon. Here we go. LeBron James has officially signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. And on today's show, we're going to react live to all the questions, hot takes, opinions, and more that our viewers here at Sixers Now have for us. Our show is presented by Prize Picks. Let's get right into it. Be sure, again, to hit that subscribe button if you want to join us on future live shows to get your questions featured on the program. Let's start with this question from Bourdain here. If LeBron wins a 5th championship with the Sixers, does that cement his status as the GOAT? So look, I don't want to have, I could talk about a whole debate between LeBron and Michael Jordan. That could be an entire show on who the actual GOAT is. I was of the opinion before LeBron James signed with Philadelphia that he already was a GOAT. Again, if you think Michael Jordan's a GOAT, I'm not going to debate you too hard on that. I think it can go either way. But if LeBron does win a 5th championship with Philadelphia, I don't know how you can say he's not the GOAT. I mean, everywhere he's been, when he went to Miami after Cleveland, won 2 titles. When he went back to the Cavs, won a title. Went to the Lakers, won a title. That Cleveland Cavaliers title, coming back from down 3-1 in the finals, never been done before. All-time leading scorer in the NBA, entering his 24th season in the league, still playing at a high level. Like, I don't know how you can look at that and say he's not the best player in the league. At the end of the day, legacy talk is one thing. I just want Philadelphia to win a championship with LeBron. He signed a 2-year deal, so they have 2 years potentially to make this happen. But if he does make this happen, and LeBron does win a championship with the 76ers, I don't know how you could look at that and say he's not the greatest player of all time. And guess what? The Sixers signed the GOAT in free agency. Who would ever thought that was going to happen? Ronald Albright coming in with a question here. He's been a real one on our live show here so far. What about a minimum offer for Doug McDermott? So this will be a big topic of conversation for Philadelphia. Is their roster is technically full right now, but they do have Dalen Terry on a non-guaranteed contract, so they could cut him, open up a roster spot to get somebody that, no disrespect, Dalen Terry, could make a little bit more of an impact. So Doug McDermott's a guy who, look, he's going to bring you one thing, and that'll be shooting the basketball, right? That's really it. But look, if you're the Sixers, your roster is pretty much set. You just need guys that can play a certain role and bring you a certain skill set in limited minutes. And Doug McDermott can certainly still shoot the basketball. Now, he's not going to defend. He's not going to do a whole lot of other things. But you want somebody to come off the bench and just knock down a lot of open threes? Doug McDermott can absolutely do that for you. Maybe the best just like pure shooter that's actually left in free agency. And so I wouldn't necessarily mind that as a signing. Would it be my number one option if Philadelphia was to sign another player? Probably not, right? There's a few other options I'd rather bring in, like maybe a Bruce Brown or a Gary Payton. But because I would like someone to, kind of do that dirty work. But Doug McDermott as a pure shooter, I wouldn't necessarily mind that all that much. Sniper coming in with a question, another real one here on today's live show who has been all in the comment section today. Bring up Kevin Love. So do you think Kevin Love is worth a look at instead of Janai Broom? Neither are athletic. Love's a little bit washed, but the guy can still shoot. He can still rebound. What do you think the Sixers target based on need? So I do think the Sixers' biggest need at this point is probably still a backup wing. Like your backup bigs, you have Barlow, you have Broom, you have Hukporti, you have Bona. I would consider Jabari Walker a big as well. Like I think your bigs are pretty much set. Now, is Kevin Love better than Janai Broom? Probably. I'm not a big Janai Broom guy. Had a pretty good summer league, but his lack of athleticism, I just don't think he's a phenomenal player at the NBA level, to be honest. So Kevin Love can certainly shoot the ball. He can rebound the ball, but he's very, very old. I think he's probably washed at this point, but obviously has a lot of connections to LeBron James, and certainly I'm sure LeBron would love playing with Kevin Love again. So if they made that signing again, similar to Doug McDermott, not my first choice, but I wouldn't be too mad about it as another big can come in, space the floor, give you different skills than you have. Because like Porty, Bona Broom, none of them are really three-point shooters can space the floor. Love can certainly still do that. He's a vet, has some championship experience. Plenty more of your questions to get to, but first, I want you guys to fill in the blank for me. The 76ers are the blank best team in the Eastern Conference. Are they number 1? Are they number 2? According to some odds right now, they're slightly behind the NBA champion New York Knicks. I think they're the best team in the East, though, with this stacked lineup with LeBron on the roster. That you guys let me know down in the comment section. The Sixers are the blank best team in the Eastern Conference. We'll get to more of your questions here on today's show, but as I mentioned at the top, today's show is presented by our good friends at Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. And I love using Prize Picks for so many reasons. It's so easy to use, and the best place to win cash while watching sports, all you got to do is pick more or less on a few player stat projections, lock in your lineup. If you get your picks right, you can win yourself some money. With their social feeds feature, you can share your lineups with your friends and copy your friends' lineups with just a single click. That includes me as well. If you give me a follow on the app at JChip, you can see the lineups I'm rocking with before we talk about them on the show. PrizePicks also has early payouts, so if your player gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Available in most states, including California, Florida, and Texas. Join the millions of users and sign up today. This was a lineup I was rocking with for some Friday baseball action. Tarek Skubal, more than 5.5 strikeouts. Jared Jones, more than 3.5 strikeouts. Seiya Suzuki, more than 5.5 hitter fantasy score. That is how easy it is to play the Prize Picks game. And they have a great new offer as well for new users. If you sign up today using our code HMA and play your first $5 lineup, you'll get $150 in lineups if you win. Again, just use that code HMA when you sign up. Lock in, win that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win your first $5 lineup. Q Genius coming in with a question here. In the franchise's history, do you think that this is its highest peak from being a complete team aspect? Absolutely, man. Look, Philadelphia, obviously you go back to their finals team back in 2001 with Allen Iverson. You go back to some of the teams in the recent era, the Jimmy Butler team, the early teams like Ben Simmons and, JJ Redick and those squads. Like, those were good teams. But this team now with Jaylen Brown, LeBron, Maxey, VJ, and Embiid, a good bench with Phylon, Simons, Dean Wade, Huck Porty. Like, it's such a well-rounded roster. And some people have wanted to say that LeBron's not a good fit with Philadelphia. I think he's a perfect fit because Tyrese Maxey can play off the ball like he did when James Harden was in Philadelphia, right? LeBron is LeBron is the highest IQ player we've ever seen play the game, right? And so he can come in and just be that facilitator, be that lead playmaker, be that guy that late in games gets everybody situated. Obviously, he has a leadership. He has the intangibles. He can teach these other young guys in the Sixers, how to play the game, how to win, how to go about their daily business, how to work out, how to take care of their bodies as a 41-year-old who's still playing at a high level. And so I think it is. Obviously, you can go all the way back to like the Dr. J. Moses Malone days, but at least in modern history, this has to be the best as a Sixers fan you've ever felt heading into a season and the most stacked and well-rounded roster we have ever seen. Ronald Albright coming in with another question here. I know he's another guard. However, with all these moves and now LeBron signing, does Chris Paul try and come back and sign with us, get that ring? So Chris Paul's interesting. So Chris Paul signed, back with the Clippers this past season. There was kind of a weird situation there. Ended up getting released. He has since retired. I don't think Chris Paul is coming back to the NBA at this point, even though obviously he is very good friends with LeBron James, the whole banana boat thing. They're very close. But, if you're Philadelphia, you draft LeBaron Phylon to be a backup guard. You sign Anthony Simons to be a backup guard. You have Tyrese Maxey. You have VJ Edgecombe. I don't think you need another guard in here. Honestly, Chris Paul wouldn't do a whole lot for me roster-wise. If you want to try to win a ring, I guess he's obviously been in the finals once with the Phoenix Suns. And certainly he would also provide some leadership and, some motivation in the locker room. I'd rather sign somebody that could at least make a little bit more of an impact on the floor because, I'd rather play Thielen and Simons off the bench than Chris Paul. Now, does Chris Paul want to come back? I wouldn't doubt it, to play with LeBron James and try to win another ring. But personally, I'm good. I would not be really trying to sign Chris Paul at this point in the off season. Brett Alper, one of my coworkers here at Chat Sports, he's a Knicks fan, says, how is it going to feel to lose to Jalen Brunson? I'll tell you this right now. Knicks fans better be counting their days. Knicks won the title. That's great. Congrats to them. I hate the Knicks, but I'll give respect and credit where credit is due. The Knicks did win the championship. They're NBA champions. That's great. The Sixers are coming for the New York Knicks. Philadelphia has a better roster than the Knicks. I know they won the title. That's fine. And I'm giving them their respect. But how does New York match up with this Sixers team? I don't think they do. Shoot, even Andre Drummond, who was obviously with Philadelphia last year, signed with the Knicks this offseason, literally tweeted out basically that he wishes he was still on the Philadelphia 76ers. He saw LeBron sign. He was like, oh, with a sad face. And they tried to back it up and saying, I'm good where I'm at, all that, whatever. Like, Philadelphia, obviously you have to put the roster on paper onto the floor and actually make it a legitimate team and win some games when the games matter. But I don't see how you can look at this team and not say that they're the favorites in the East. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased here, but Philadelphia has championship aspirations. It's championship or bust now for Philadelphia. The Knicks, they're the champions. You got to get through them. I'm pretty confident Philadelphia can do that. Before we hop on out of here, I want to ask you guys one more question. What's your one-word reaction to LeBron signing in Philadelphia? I saw a great one earlier from one of our comment section. One of our viewers said surreal. And I think that's a great word to use. Surreal. It is truly, excuse me, it's truly surreal that LeBron James has signed in Philadelphia. I can't believe it, but it's real, baby. So let me know your one-word reaction down in the comment section. And, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's going to be a phenomenal season for the Sixers. We'll be live for a lot of games this year. We're live right now as I record this show, reacting to the LeBron James news. And so for future lives, future videos, we have news, rumors, and analysis all year long. Be sure to lock us in. Hit that subscribe button. Join us as we are over 27,000 subscribers here on Sixers Now by Chat Sports. Appreciate you all for tuning in to today's show, and we'll catch you soon right here on the program. All right. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. We've been live for almost 3 hours, and it's starting to go a little bit. All right, here's what we'll do. I'm about to run in the bathroom real quick. When I do, Santino can take over and talk to you guys. But I want to pop up our Super Chat menu really quick. While I'm gone, we still have 86 people watching live. We're going to make a deal. We're going to go 50% off on the Super Chat menu while I am gone. So, all Super Chats will still ring the bell and play the ring the bell sound for you guys. But until I return from the bathroom, any $5 Super Chat that comes in, we will take a shot. Normally it's $10. I have some vodka ready to go. Oh, look at that. Beautiful stuff. $5 will be a shot. $10 will take down a beer bong or a beer shotgun. That will last until I return from the bathroom. I'm not going to be long. So if you want to get those Super Chats in and support the show, we do appreciate it. I will be sure to, honor those when I do get back. Do we have the bigger cam right? It should be in GFX 1. Just so that you can be a little bit bigger on the screen, and so it's not just like a blank screen. It should say cam right, no chroma or something like that. Yeah. Take your time. Some of the one-word reactions we got in the comments section. Interesting, legendary from Q Genius. It's good stuff, man. And look at this. ESPN isn't even talking about LeBron James anymore. That's why you hit that subscribe button and join us here, because we're talking nothing but Sixers, man. We're talking nothing but Sixers. Oh, yeah. You just want to come up here? Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, that works as well. Yeah, no, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, it's totally fine. Honestly, you can just do it, and then I'll just give it to you. It's not a big deal at all. All right, so reminder that 50% off our Super Chat menu until I return from the bathroom. Santino's going to take over really quick. I will be right back. We're going to transition over. Just give us one quick second here.
What is up, guys? All right, you should be able to hear me. I'm a little bit taller than Chipper, so I'll kind of lean over. But, guys, I mean, LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. It's unbelievable. Chip's already talked about it enough. And as, you know, I like to proclaim myself as the biggest bronzexual in this office. If any bronzexuals out there, type Bron down in the chat below. LeBron James being in Philadelphia, it's surreal. It's franchise-altering, franchise-changing. Philly hasn't won a title since 1983. Chip's talked about that, I'm sure, on a lot of shows. And, I mean, guys, the fact that you now have a roster where I know Embiid's health is a concern. Outside of Edgecombe, Maxey, top 10 point guard in the NBA. Jaylen Brown, top 10 small forward in the NBA. LeBron James, top 10 power, whatever. He can play all positions. Top 10 at probably any of them, even still at 41 years old. And then, I mean, Joel Embiid being a top 3 center when he's healthy, maybe outside of Jokic and Cat. Or I guess Wemby, too. So you could say maybe top 4. But regardless, top 5. So, I mean, you're talking about all of these guys that playing together. Sure, it might take some time for them to figure it out, but it's just like the meme is, just smiling through it all, man. It's unbelievable. And as soon as I saw LeBron sign, I knew I had to come in here and produce for Chip and, you know, be a part of this, because LeBron is my guy. I'm 24 years old. I've been rooting for him for my whole life. He's been a part of my whole life, so it's pretty awesome. But let me know down in the comments below any thoughts that you guys have. I'm reading it right now. You know, Q Genius said legendary. Legendary can describe pretty much everything about LeBron, but LeBron coming to the Sixers is pretty damn legendary if you ask me. Scrolling up, Dan Reed, listen up. Players as a team win championships. 1, Wilt Chamberlain. 2, Elgin Baylor. 3, Larry Bird. 4, Michael. 5, Hakeem. OI are the GOATs. OGs are the GOATs, period. I don't know if you're trying to say they're better than LeBron, whatever. I mean, that's not necessarily what today's show is about, but LeBron James, I personally think. You can see the shirt I'm rocking right now is my little LeBron kind of not AI picture, whatever you want to call it, like a little graphic tee, I guess you could say, with 23 behind it. LeBron James is clearly the GOAT. Luke Bucksar, I think I shouted you out earlier when I was behind the sticks or behind the keys producing. I'm more excited for the leadership than his playing, is what Luke Bucksar 1852 said. Luke, you are 1,001,000% correct. LeBron James, the stuff he's going to bring you off the court is, in my opinion, honestly more important than anything that he'll give you on the court. Like, of course, what he's going to give you on the court is going to be phenomenal, but the stuff that he can give you in terms of a leader, in terms of showing the young guys, showing the team as a whole how to operate. Because he is always, no matter what team he goes to, he is the leader. He is the guy everybody looks to, regardless of if he's the best player on the team anymore. So I really do think you make a phenomenal point there. You know ball. You get my seal of approval as a ball knower. That is 1,000% somebody, or that is 1,000% the way I would look at this LeBron signing more than anything, is what he will give you off the floor versus on the floor. This is a one-of-a-kind player and somebody that you can't take for granted having on your team, despite being 41, soon to be 42, despite being in his 24th season, despite being, again, as old as he is. It really doesn't matter. I mean, the guy still averaged 20 points per game
when you could argue skill-wise at this point in his career, he wasn't even the best player on his team. That was Luka Doncic. And he still averaged 20 points per game, was still a guy that could, on any given night, hit 5-7 threes, drop 30 points, drop a triple-double, drop 15 assists. Like, he could do that stuff still to this day, which is unprecedented, unbelievable. And at the end of the day, the Philadelphia Sixers are the championship favorites because of, wrong direction, because of this guy right here in LeBron James. So it's awesome, man. I'm not a Sixers. I'm not a fan of any team, actually. In case anybody is wondering, I am a LeBron fan. So I've been a Cavs fan. I've been a Heat fan. I've been a Cavs fan again, and then I've been a Laker fan. And now I'm a Sixers fan. And Chip and I can promise you this are going to terrorize the Chat Sports office with our LeBron jerseys that we're going to get, our LeBron Sixers jerseys, I should say. With those jerseys that we're going to get, it's going to be unreal, as our friend Harrison Graham would say, as all of Chat Sports says. Unreal. It's it's unbelievable. There really isn't much more to be said. Like, if anybody else has any other thoughts, just drop it in the chat, please, because I'd love to keep talking. I mean, I'm going to keep talking about it anyway while Chip's in the bathroom, but I would love to hear more of your thoughts and just respond to more of them, because it really is unbelievable. Dr. J and Iverson will be around even more than now. Yeah, I think Chip might have addressed this, Dan Reed, but yeah, you're right. I think all those star players, kind of like we saw with the Knicks in the championship run, seeing Allen Houston, seeing Ewing, seeing Larry Johnson, all those guys from back in the day being around the Garden more. I can almost promise you that at these Philly home games, even the road games potentially in the playoffs, you are going to see Dr. J. You're going to see Allen Iverson. You're going to see a guy potentially like a Maurice Cheeks. There are going to be a lot of players that come around, former 76ers Hall of Famers, star-level players. Those guys are going to be back around because they want to watch LeBron James. They want to watch him. Like, why would you not want to watch this guy play? Why would you not want to watch him in tandem with Maxey and Edgecombe and Embiid and all of these star players, Jaylen Brown? The fact that he's even the last player I'm mentioning is insane. Usually he'd be the first or second, but he's the fifth guy on my mind because of how good this damn team is. And ultimately, I think it's going to be fun for Sixers fans watching the games or being at the games, seeing that environment that LeBron James is going to bring to this squad. It's truly going to be amazing. It's truly going to be amazing. And Dan Reed, you're also right with this. Embiid's health, that's a big caveat. I think it's the caveat in this whole situation. I think that is probably the only thing that can stop this 76ers team from winning is Joel Embiid's health. And obviously LeBron can only do so much. Somebody else mentioned in the chat, bringing over his doctors and his health team. Like, LeBron's bringing all that over. And while he's bringing it over, it's definitely going to help them, I'm sure. At the same time, Embiid needs to take matters into his own hands and put a lot of effort into doing it. And I think now with LeBron, there's more of a reason. He has more of an incentive to do that because the odds of winning, which is the ultimate goal of any NBA player, are so much higher. You saw those odds that we mentioned before. Like, it's just Chip's back now. It's just unbelievable. We'll hand Chip back the headset here, but unreal, guys.
Appreciate my guy for holding it down while I was gone. Whew, we've been live for 3 hours just talking LeBron James, man. It's still like, I can't believe it, dude. LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er, man.
I mean, Chip, is there a better way to spend the time? Like,
there's no way I'd rather be than with everybody here, man. Shout out to Dan Reed, Q Genius, Lion Eagle, Brett Alper in the building. Unreal. Yep, welcome to Philadelphia from Lion Eagle, YTTV. All right, let's see here. Robert Boyd, chemistry matters. Time will tell, but let's go Sixers. Yep, chemistry absolutely does matter. They'll have to build that up. No doubt about it. Wow, we're up to 27,432 subscribers. We picked up like 300 subs over the last 24 hours. That is sick. Appreciate you guys for being here, for locking us in and hitting that sub button. Big shout out to all of our new subscribers, man. Reminder, we do have a super chat menu. And you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We've been live for 3 hours. Audience has dipped a little bit to just 74 viewers. I appreciate everybody who's been with us for these 3 hours. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to set a timer on my phone here. I'm going to set we'll go 5 minutes. That's plenty of time. I'm going to set a 5-minute timer on my phone. And actually, yeah, that's beautiful. We're going to set a 5-minute timer here on the show. Once this timer starts, you'll have 5 minutes. If anybody wants to send in a super chat, if any amount, it can be as little as $1. We will stay live for even longer if you send in a super chat. If not, we'll sign off. We'll get some of this other LeBron stuff settled and going. More content, of course. And so any super chat of any amount will go 50% off for the rest of the show. $5 shots, $10 beer bongs. Every super chat, we ring the bell. Every 50 likes, we take down some drinks. We're 38 likes away from our 28 likes away from our next milestone. And so we'll get that 5-minute timer started. And as long as you send in a super chat within the 5 minutes, we'll reset the timer, we'll run it back, and we'll do whatever we got to do here on the super chat menu. Yeah. No, you're good. We're in no rush. Do you know how to change like the name on there? Yeah, no rush. We good. You just do like super chat shot clock. I gotta get some food in me too, man, because I haven't eaten yet today. It's 3:30 Central, 4:30 Eastern. But a great live show. Thank you to everybody who's been hanging out with us. And again, we'll stay live. Any super chat that comes in during the 5 minutes, once we start it, we will reset the clock and we will stay live. Oh, you're good. Dude, LeBron in a Sixers jersey is going to go so hard. I need to get one once they're back in stock, man. Just crazy. Shout out to Lion Eagle in the chat. Leo season's here with this great news. Hey, I'm a Leo as well. July 30th is my birthday. This is the best early birthday gift I could ever ask for, man. There should just be like a start countdown button, maybe. That's okay. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's fine. I'm going to use my phone. All right, so here we go. I will set the 5 minutes on my phone, starting now. 5-minute countdown. If you want us to stay live, send in a super chat in the next 5 minutes. King Xavier, what happened to your Whoop band? Yeah, I don't wear it anymore, unfortunately. I just felt like I was honestly just paying too much money for a subscription to Whoop than I really needed. Thomas Evans, is this real? This is real, man. LeBron has signed with Philadelphia. This is 100% real. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is real. LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. He is, Thomas. Goat nuts, I think LeBron was a year behind me in high school. I graduated in 1976. LeBron definitely... Now, LeBron graduated high school in, 2002?
I can confidently tell you LeBron James did not go to high school in 1976.
Yeah.
He finished high school in 2002, 2003.
Yeah. Yeah, Lion, it's real. This is no joke, man. We wouldn't be doing this if it was a joke. I'll tell you that, man. All right, reminder. We have 3 minutes, 30 seconds left on our countdown. If you want us to stay live, any super chat of any amount will keep us live. We got $5 shots, $10 beer bongs. Keep us live, man. Dude, this picture's crazy, man. Are you serious? LeBron in a Sixers jersey. It's real, man. Yeah, this one's even better, dude. I mean, this is a reality, man. This is a reality. Oh my goodness, dude. LeBron's a Sixer. I can't wait to watch these games, man. I can't wait to watch these games. The impact he's gonna have on this team is crazy.
Chip, what's the one thing you're most excited for? What is the one thing you want to see in the first game that LeBron suits up for Philly?
You know what I want to see?
What do you want to see?
I want to see a LeBron lob to VJ Edgecombe. That's what I want to see. I want to see LeBron lob it up. Or could you imagine a LeBron game winner and he hits the silencer?
In his first game at Philadelphia.
First game at Philly, he's hitting the That'd be nuts. There it is. We're resetting the clock. Robert Boyd, $10 super chat. Gonna keep us live for at least another 5 minutes. Let's go, Robert. Appreciate you so much, man. We'll get that popped up as soon as it comes through our system. And then I'll read that out. In the meantime, I will get another beer bong ready for you guys. Robert, thank you so much for that 10. We're up to $80 in super chats. Can we get to $100 before we sign off here today? As we still have 68 people watching. I know, yeah, it takes a while sometimes. We did peak at over 200 viewers early on, about 214. I know it's a Friday, a lot of people are at work, but the fact that you guys are all still here hanging out is sick. So, shout out. Oh, I think I refreshed. That's all right. As soon as you went to push it. All right, Rob B with a 10. The season's long. The playoffs matter. So let's hope for a healthy, successful season. And now we as fans are realistic. This is huge for Philadelphia. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, look, absolutely. At the end of the day, it's a long season, 82-game season. You got to get through it healthy, which obviously has been a big problem for Philadelphia in the past. And then when you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. You could be favorites on paper. It really doesn't matter what you look like on paper. It matters what happens once you start playing the games. And so, absolutely, Rob, you need a long, healthy, successful season. And look, I do think, you say you hope we're realistic. I think anything less than a conference finals is a disaster. Conference finals would be great. I think finals is really the goal, 100%. But Rob, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thanks for keeping it real as well. Really, really appreciate you. Everyone show some love to Rob B down in the comments section as well for keeping us live. We have another beer bong to do. Let me fill this one up here. Oh, how could I forget? Every super chat that comes in, we got to ring the bell. So let's ring the bell for Rob B. Come on, man. Let's go, dude.
I must say, Chip, you've gotten very good at timing that up.
Yeah, I try. Sometimes the first one can be a little bit delayed. It takes a second. But after that, it's pretty right on with the click. But sometimes the first one can get a little bit embarrassing because I'll do it and it takes a couple seconds and I'm early. But that's all right. Beer bong coming for Robert. Again, $5 super chats. We're taking down shots. $10 super chats. We're taking down beer bongs until the end of the show. And we'll reset that 5-minute timer after I take down this drink. Shout out to Robert. Show some love to him down in the comment section. 70 people watching live. Lion Eagle in the chat right now. Beer bong number 4? Something like that. We've been live for 3 hours. I haven't eaten yet. I'm getting delirious. But we got LeBron! Oh, I love it, man. I can't believe it. Cheers, everybody. Ugh. Woo! You can drink on live? Yeah, we like to have some fun. Look, here on the channel, we're obviously, serious in terms of like all the latest news, rumors, analysis. We always provide that for you guys. And we want to be your number one source of information for the Philadelphia 76ers. But look, when we go live like this, we like to have some fun as well. And so that's why we have a super chat menu. That's why we take down these drinks and stuff. We like to have some fun. We don't want to be so strict and so serious like you're watching something where it's like, I'm just spitting out information and not being a real person, The whole point of the show is like, it's like you're hanging out with your buddies, talking Sixers, right? And that's the kind of community I want to create here, where it's like we're all buddies, we're all just talking Sixers, we're all just Sixers fans at the end of the day, and we're all just having a good time. And so that's why we have a super chat menu like this, where if you send in money, I'm not going to get trashed for free. I can't do that. But, if you send in a $5 super chat, we'll take down some shots of vodka. I have the Tito's right here. If you send in a $10 super chat, I will take down a beer. And so that's what we're doing here on the program. Thanks to Robert, he reset our 5-minute shot clock. So you can see right here, I've started another 5-minute timer. If you want us to stay live, send in a super chat of any amount. It could be as little as $1, and we will reset the 5-minute countdown. If we get to the 5 minutes and we don't get a super chat, that's fine. We will sign off. We've been live for over 3 hours today. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I really appreciate you guys. So 5 minutes on the clock. Again, if you want us to stay live, be sure, send in a super chat, and we will reset the shot clock.
Yeah, and Chip, let's just remind them why we're live is because
Yeah, I mean, if you're just tuning in, and for some reason you haven't heard the news or you don't think it's real, you don't know what's going on, guys, LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. It is real. It is not a joke. LeBron announcing today that he has signed with Philadelphia. Shams Charania broke the news this morning that LeBron signed a 2-year, $8 million deal that includes a player option in year 2. So not just a 1-year thing. LeBron could be back for next season as well if he wants to. And that is just the fact that we got LeBron for the next 2 seasons is crazy. LeBron did take to Twitter as well and did kind of explain the reason why he signed with Philadelphia. This is the entirety of what he had to say over on Twitter. I thought I was done when the season ended, LeBron says. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide, but I was pretty sure I played my last game. I was honest at that last press conference when I said I needed to look at myself, and I said if I still love this game. I still truly love this game, and I have more to give. The last few weeks have been really special. I've never been able to have no clue what to do and take real time just to think. I've had an incredible few months with all the people I love trying to figure it all out. This is my last decision. I'm not going for money. I'm not going for family. What am I really playing for at this point? I still want to sacrifice. I still want to work. I still want to grind. I still want to compete to win and have a chance at the feeling of winning another championship. I believe I can help make the Philadelphia 76ers a championship team, and I'm so excited to energize a new fan base and start this incredible journey one last time. Thank you, LA. Miami, I'll forever love. Northeast Ohio will always be home. But LeBron is a Philadelphia 76er. And that's the message she had to give on social media. Lion Eagle, that's lit. I'm glad I'm a part of your channel and the YouTube family. Philly United. Lion Eagle, you're a real one. Appreciate you for tuning in. Goat nuts. I haven't been this excited about a championship since Moses Malone. One more championship before I croak. Look, there's as good of a chance as any, as we've seen since those teams, really since the 0-1 season with AI, their best chance to win a championship since then. They've got to get it done. They've got to get it done. 2 minutes left on the Super Chat shot clock. Again, if you want us to stay live, send in a Super Chat of any amount. Send in a Super Chat of any amount, and we will reset the shot clock and stay live. $5 gets us to do a shot. $10 gets us to do a beer bong. Any amount gets us to stay live. We have 2 minutes left on the shot clock. If we don't get there, that's okay. We'll sign off here as we've been live for over 3 hours on the show. Lion Eagle, I did not know about this until now here. Well, Lion Eagle, I appreciate seeing you here, being a new one, a new real one here on the program. Brett Alper says, Tino, I need a short, brother. He just wants to see your reaction. He just wants to see you go off.
Here's the thing. You'll get my reaction, but Chip, what do we have to put first here at Chat Sports? What comes first? Chat Sports. So we had to show up and we had to do what we had to do. But Brett Alper, there will be a short coming soon. I will have the reaction soon.
Alper, I'm sure you'll be hearing enough from Santino in the office over the next week plus. So
I was gonna say everybody in this office will want me to shut the F up for the rest of my life. After, like, I will not be shutting up about this without a doubt.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for, Alper. All right. Careful what you ask for, man.
I will walk over to his desk. Alper, guess what? Did you see the news? See the news?
I'll be annoying you. Alper, you will be getting a card. You will be getting a card, and you will have to apologize to me for not believing in this team to sign LeBron. There'll be a lot of people getting cards. You know who won't be getting the card? My guy Santino. Because he always believed in Philadelphia, man. He always believed. And here we are now. Well, LeBron's a 76er, man.
It was after producing your shows, to be honest, man. Like, after all the Gansey stuff and thing, I was like, oh my God.
That's
this might
the thing,
actually
man.
happen.
People didn't, I think, I'm not going to blame people for not realizing this, but if you weren't a Sixer fan, I feel like you didn't realize the connection that Mike Gansey actually had to LeBron James. Like, that was a deep connection, man. I mean, the two played high school basketball at the same time. Like, sure, they didn't play, on the same team or anything, but, like, they were good friends back in high school. Mike Gansey finished runner-up to LeBron James for Ohio Player of the Year back in high school. Mike Gansey was with the Cleveland Cavaliers as an executive when they won the title back in 2016. Like, they have a fantastic connection. And I think if you weren't a Sixer fan, you probably didn't realize that connection was so close and so special. And that was a big part of why LeBron chose this team, but also because they are a contender and he believes they can win the title. And, like, the fact that LeBron chose this team, he said all he wants to do is win. Like, that should tell you he believes out of all the teams you could have signed with, Philadelphia is the best. And so that should give you confidence in this team that they can get it done, they can win a championship, and they can raise that Larry O'Brien for the first time in over 50 years. Get it done, man, with LeBron. Let's go, baby. All right, that Super Chat shot clock has run out. We've been live for over 3 hours here on the channel, and so I appreciate every single person who joined us here on today's live show. We are going to sign off on the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my instant reaction video to LeBron James signing with Philadelphia that is up on the channel right now. You can go watch that. To get more of my immediate thoughts on the LeBron James signing, we'll have content to come all throughout the weekend, all throughout next week, all throughout the year with this massive season for Philadelphia. If you want even more coverage, you can follow us on social media, on Instagram at 76ers Now IG, my personal Twitter at Jake Chipper as well. The content never stops. We're always grinding. We're always giving you content, the best content, for 100% free here on the channel. So make sure you lock us in. Make sure you hit that sub button. We are very, very close to 28,000 subscribers. We just surpassed 27,000, and we're growing like crazy. And so, again, I appreciate each and every single person that joined us on the show. This is a historic day here for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's not often you sign the best player in NBA history to your squad. That's what Philadelphia did here today. So, again, I want to give a big thank you and a big shout out to everybody who made today so, so special. I'll remember this day for the rest of my life. We're going to sign off here. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to my guy Santino on the ones and twos for today's show, coming in on an off day and producing this show with this breaking news. We will catch you all soon. We'll have that mail back up probably tomorrow on the program. And, of course, plenty of more content to come. So lock us in. Hit that sub button. Turn on notifications. And I'll leave you guys with this. LeBron James is 76er. Philadelphia. NBA Finals contenders with LeBron James. Can they get it done? We shall see. But LeBron James, you are a Philadelphia 76er. Peace out.